barely 10 or 9 days, we'll be going to the polls to decide who becomes the leader of the nation, and also to decide for our various constituencies who represents us in Parliament, the People's House. And have you taken a decision yet? Are you looking to take a decision? Have you not made up your mind at all? Well, you're watching ABC in the morning, and this is your Poll Center, your credible election guide. Anything you need about these elections, the elections coming up, know that we will give it to you. If you're looking for any information that may help you make a decision, we're here to give you the information. What are we doing? We're bringing you a very comprehensive analysis of all of the constituencies in Ghana, of the election partings, of the voting partings, and all that you need to better understand our electoral processes here in this country. So you don't want to leave ABC News GH at all. This is the station you want to be tuned into day and evening. You want to visit our website for credible news, www.abcnewsgh.com. And anytime we are live, you're streaming on our YouTube channel. The channel is ABC News GH, ABC News GH. If you haven't subscribed yet to our channel, I entreat you and encourage you to subscribe to the channel. And not only that, turn on post notifications for our channel so that anytime we are live, you get the notifications first. Our socials at ABC News GH _. This is where you can interact with us. If you have any birthday wishes, you have a shout out, you have any form of wish for your friends and loved ones, you want to send them to us via our DMs on our socials at ABC News GH _. And I would be glad to interact with you there. I am Abuna Manti, and today on ABC in the morning will bring you everything you would love. Front story, we will bring you that. The main discussions that we know you enjoy so much, we will bring you that. And we are still on the constituencies that we are comprehensively looking at. Which constituency will we be looking at today? Well, wait and see. Samuel Nyimagbo will be here to give you everything on the constituencies, and we want to be featured on executive interview. This is a segment that you get to talk about your services that you provide, the business you're running, that product you have put together. You can call us on 053-916-1609, 053-916-1609. Today's show promises to be educative and engaging. You want to stay with us. When we are back, Front Story. Welcome back. Today on our Front Story, we are looking at security arrangements and public safety concerns. Security arrangements and public safety concerns. Some 10 days to the elections. We are edging closer to the 2024 general elections, and security concerns have taken the center stage, which is obvious that it will take a center stage just a few days to the elections. You are concerned about your security. I am concerned. We are also concerned about the nation's security ahead of the elections. And the Ghana Police Service has ramped up operations to ensure public safety, including addressing incidents that could potentially disturb the peace of the nation. One such incident occurred in Kumasi Market, where a group of young men brandished some toy guns. They brandished some toy guns, reportedly in a playful manner, but the act later prompted swift police action and subsequent arrests. The incident has sparked a broader debate on issues such as the risks posed by such actions to public safety and the implications for fundamental human rights. On one hand, there are concerns about the potential harm or panic that such behavior might cause in an already tense pre-election atmosphere. On the other hand, questions are raised about whether the arrests infringe on the rights to freedom and personal expression. This morning on Front Story, we will delve into the preparedness of our security agencies ahead of the elections and discuss the balance between maintaining law and order and upholding individual rights. Before we get into the conversation and look at so many things surrounding this conversation, let's look at the Public Order Act, which the police has based their arrests on. Let's take a look at the Public Order Act. So this is the Public Order Act, Section 5, Public Order Act 491, Section 5, power to prohibit manufacture and possession of arms. Where the Minister for the Interior considers that it is reasonably required in the interest of defense, public safety, the defense of order or crime, or for the protection of the rights and freedoms of other persons to do so, he may by executive instruments prohibit any person from manufacturing, possessing, or carrying arms or ammunition within any part of Ghana specified in the instrument. An instrument issued under subsection 1 may exclude from its operation such classes of persons as the minister may think fit. Section 3. An instrument issued under subsection 1 may, in lieu of prohibiting the manufacture, possession, or carrying of arms, permit the possession or carrying of arms subject to such conditions as the minister may think fit. 4. An instrument issued under subsection 1 may contain provisions for requiring persons in possession of arms or ammunition to deposit them with such person or authority as may be described in the instrument and for matters connected with it. 5. Any arms or ammunition deposited with any person or authority in accordance with an instrument issued under subsection 1 shall be returned to the person entitled to them on the instrument, ceasing to have effect here where there is authority to hold the arms or ammunition. Section 6. Power of arrest. A police officer may arrest without warrant any person whom he suspects on reasonable grounds of possessing or carrying arms in contravention of an instrument issued under Section 5 of this Act. Section 8. Forfeiture of arms and ammunition seized. Any arms or ammunition found in the possession of or being carried by any person in contravention of an instrument made under Section 5 of this Act shall be seized, and unless it is shown that failure to deposit them in accordance with the instrument was due to inadvertence or other reasonable excuse, shall be forfeited to the state. And this is the Public Order Act 491 that the police based on to arrest these gentlemen. But we are getting into the elections. You can understand the issues about people brandishing even toy guns, because people are having fun, but you never know when any unscrupulous person may disguise themselves and cause any harm, especially as just a few days ago, some arms were confiscated at the ports. Some arms were confiscated at the ports by the GRA. Someone had brought arms into the country. It was something that was a topic for debate all over our airwaves, conversations that we've been having. But elections, 10 days to the elections, the security arrangements and public safety concerns of the Ghanaians and all of us about the elections. What are we bothered about. The police has also told us, the election task force has told us that they are in charge. They are large and in charge and will be able to handle all of the security that we need ahead of the election. So we should be rest assured that everything will be fine as we get into the elections. We should be assured that there will be peace before, during, and after the elections. We've seen that the police has arrested certain individuals who have been conduits or tools for any form of violence, any form of disturbance. We've seen at various meetings people who have brandished guns, who have caused any form of violence, pockets of violence, who have been picked up by the police. All this in the bid to control the atmosphere, the election atmosphere, so that nobody disturbs the peace of the nation. And that's what we expected as we go into the elections. What are you also expecting as we are going into the elections? The peace of the elections, the peace of the nation, what is very much needed as we get into the elections. How are you preparing yourselves? We've told you here on ABC in the morning when we say votes not violence that don't be used as a conduit for any form of violence. Don't be used as any form of violence or any tool of violence. Richard Kumado is a security expert and he joins us for a conversation on security arrangements and public safety concerns ahead of the elections. Good morning, Richard. Thankful for your time this morning too.
Thank you for having us.
Richard, we have just 10 days to the elections.
Why are you afraid?
We are not afraid. We are asking. What?
Now that you laugh, now that you finish laughing, everything is done.
Everything is done. Well, Richard, should anybody be worried about these toy guns that were brandished? We saw some young men, very exuberant young men who were having fun with their toy guns. But it's very necessary too that people were worried because you don't know when any unscrupulous person could just join that, and then the next thing we know, very unfortunate things have happened. Should we be worried that people have toy guns and they are playing with them, or I mean people are just allowing their inner child to come out to play?
Abena, if you remember a few years ago, I think last year or last 2 years, police banned even the usual crackers we use on Christmas Day because of some challenges it was posing, public safety challenges. Then you also have a situation where armed robbery has been one of the major crimes we have witnessed in this country, creating several victims of various degrees of hurts and wounds and stolen items and all that. Thirdly, you also have a situation where crimes involving guns or guns-related violence are on the increase. If you are in the shoes of the police, you will be concerned. Then, unfortunately, you have election coming in 10 days' time, as you have just said. Then you imported toy guns. These guns found themselves in the hands of boys. We had a first situation where they sent the guns to attack a police officer. Even we who have been trained with guns, we have been warned not to point a gun at somebody, knowing very well that whether it's a toy gun and it's a proper gun, the trauma, the fear, the panic, the depression, and the issues you go through, it takes a very long time, and it has a toll on public safety and your personal health and your family health and all that. Not just a police person, but you have also sent a toy gun onto a deputy minister of police. I can understand why the police are very angry and they will want to arrest 26 people or 27 people in that regard. I think the timing is wrong. Whoever brought this idea is very crazy. They need to arrest who brought these toy guns, arrest the warehouse, and those who give him or her the license to import these toy guns need to be arrested by the police and dealt with.
Well, what are the potential risks that incidents like these pose to our public safety in this current political climate?
when somebody points a gun at you, you are not in the position to know whether it's a toy gun or it's a proper gun. That is one. And under that disguise, they may take away your resources and take away your family, and you could be kidnapped with a toy gun because you have allowed it. And whatever is permissible within an environment where crime is very high is very important. And I think most of our communities are reclassified as a high intensity crime areas. And you wouldn't want to allow a toy gun or people vanishing guns all over the place. And that is the public safety concern we have aside the election. On election day, or even at the coalition center or people are voting, can you imagine the fear, the pandemonium it will cause in some courtesies or some police stations if somebody should flash a toy gun and people cannot detect whether it's a toy gun or it's a proper gun? It's in that same respect that people are even saying that the police people should not come into the inner perimeter with a gun. Right. And people are also resisting the use of the military. It's the whole issue about the gun. And so we should not give permission and create a permissible environment for all manner of crazy people to be threatening people and to be banishing their guns as if we live in a jungle where rule of law doesn't work to a very large extent. I think the police must act swiftly and very harsh on that one.
Would you say that this brandishing of the guns, the toy guns that we saw, although they were doing it in a playful manner, it was in a way to gauge the way the public would react?
No, they sent it on the police guy.
Yes.
And the police guy put a gun. If the police guy has not exercised patience and killed all those boys, the story would have been different. The MP, the Deputy Minister for Finance, if he has not exercised patience and understood he also pulled out a gun, a sidearm, he would have taken out that guy. And the story would have been different. So it's not just about somebody testing the pulse or something. It's a bad idea. It's a crazy idea. And absolutely nonsense.
Well, some have said that the police were acting too strong-armed, that you obviously saw that these gentlemen or these guys were playing. Others, like yourself, believe that it is something that shouldn't even be justified at all, shouldn't be allowed into our system. But in the past few months, we have seen incidents of actions that have involved guns. Is it that our system is becoming too lax, that people are comfortable to brandish guns? We saw the importation of those many guns into the country, the armed robbery that happened at Adabraka, the other at La Paz, and this time the brandishing of toy guns. Is it that we are becoming desensitized to guns in our environment?
Definitely, yes, I agree with you. In few years ago, or for some time now, we have militarized almost everything we do in this country. Go to a typical funeral and see, you will see soldiers performing as what? Receptionists. You see soldiers, do all manner of things, and you have guns all over. Everybody is militarized. The civilians can't find safety. They can't trust the police to provide them their safety. They go to court, they are not getting the results they want. When they have become victims, people are likely to protect themselves in whichever form or whichever manner. And having a gun is one of them. The Small Arms Commission said there are millions of guns in the hands of unapproved people or illegitimate people. How do you determine that? It's a major, major, major problem. And that is what we mustn't encourage, because our environment is becoming permissible environment for gun violence and criminal activities when you have not been able to resolve any of them in that regard. Ahmed Swale is dead and gone. And many of these guys who have suffered from gun violence, they are dead, no investigation. So we have to be cautious and we have to be careful. And those with the highest responsibility of doing that is Papa Police. So for once, I agree with police 200% that they acted swiftly and they need to be hard on this particular one.
Well, some also say that, a section of the public say that, well, people were just expressing their fundamental human rights. They were having fun. Although, yes, the police had banned guns, people were having fun. So the police or the security agencies coming into this and strong-arming themselves into the conversation is an infringement on those on these guys' fundamental human rights? Do they have any basis to base what they say?
Don't.
They don't.
They don't. It's a foolish right. Do you know why? When you point a gun at somebody, whether it's a toy gun or it's a natural gun, the effect, the long-term effect and the immediate impact is the same thing. That's why the police is charging them under one of the crimes in the criminal code. Under that criminal code, with the act they are using to charge them, makes room for people's freedoms and people's rights, but it doesn't extend to that level where you point a gun at somebody. If you have been in that situation, you will feel it, the trauma, the anxiety, the fear, and the health issues it comes with. It's so huge. So they don't have any nonsense right under this particular time pointing gun at somebody. If I have a son and you point a gun at my son, that he comes home and he cannot sleep, and he's traumatized, and he's afraid he can't go out and he can't go to school, you can't tell me that is right. I will come after you. In the same manner you went after him with whether a toy gun or whichever gun. It's not acceptable. And even those who have guns in their home, they hide it from their children. They hide it from everybody. And they use it under the circumstances under which the law permits it. Which law permits anybody to be pointing guns at people? You don't have that right. Seriously, you don't.
When we are going into the elections and we want to keep our system very calm, very comfortable, so that it's like a normal day, it's like a normal routine. We go and vote and we come back home. Before the elections, what can we do to implement laws and things that we have passed? Like you said, the police banned guns, the use of crackers, even crackers some time ago. How much more guns? It looks like we always will determine that we don't do this, you do this, you don't have the right to do this, you don't get to do this. But at the end of the day, we are lax in our implementation here as Ghanaians. As we enter into the elections, we know how much it is necessary that we keep our peace. What are we going to do to ensure that when we say this is this, we stay on it, we stand on business and enforce it, so that we don't always have to come back and try to firefight something that we know that must not be done?
Okay, so when it comes to election and election-related securities and incidences, there are key activities from Electoral Commission. And what security officers do is that they benchmark those activities and provide appropriate security in that regard. One of the key electoral elements or activity that will take place within this week and next week, early next week, is the movement of ballot papers and election materials from region to region, then from regions to constituencies, then from constituencies to police stations. So there's going to be security arrangements for all these ones. Parties are going to put themselves out there. Papa Police as a national institution is also going to put himself there. Then the Electoral Commission is also going to put themselves there. Where there are infractions or infringements or breaches, then it becomes an issue of concern for them to deal with it. But as it is now, they have the calendar of all the electoral activities, and they have prepared in that regard to ensure that the safety, the security. For the general public, yeah, keep listening to Abina on ABC News and many of those ones. You will hear Richard Commando's voice. You will hear Abina's voice screaming and passionate about Ghana and want to make sure things have done properly. And that's the only way we all help to build our country. It's a shared responsibility, isn't it?
Yeah. Richard, since you say that, keep listening to ABC. We are going into the elections, 10 days to the elections. We are all hoping that at the end of the day, Ghanaians will be happy about the decision they take. What message will you send to the public on the steps that they should take to support security arrangements to promote a peaceful election? At the end of the day,
be very cooperative. Papa Police is your friend. Police must behave themselves friendly. When your back is against the wall, talk to the police. Police is your friend. When it comes to voting, vote early, go home. When it's 5 p.m., come and witness who has won and who has lost at your police station. Those who won, yeah, give money to those who have lost. Let them go have beer or guineas, and we wish them good luck next time. Now, there are processes. You may win at your police station, but when the results get to the coalition center at the district, when you get 10, it should be 10. And if you look at it, many of our coalition centers are not in good shape in terms of physical structure, in terms of security. We will need to do something about it seriously after this election. Then I hear Madam Electoral Commissioner saying that the results will be publicly declared at the regional coalition centers. So we have 3 to 4 layers again on the D-Day, which moves from one security to the other. But for the general public, vote and finish your own and allow the Electoral Commission, the police, and the political parties to take care of the rest. And where there are issues, Abina will make sure he pull a call through and we will talk about it. So keep listening to Abina and you'll be fine, seriously.
Okay. Richard, thank you for your time this morning. We'll speak with you again.
Thank you, Abina. I'm grateful.
Richard Kumado is a security expert. On Front Story today, security arrangements and public safety concerns ahead of the elections. You've had all of the conversation here, but we have 10 days to the elections. Like we keep telling you here on the Poll Center, votes not violence. As we enter into the elections, before, during and after the elections, it's your thumb alone that is needed. No form of violence. Please, don't allow yourselves to be used by anybody. Don't even allow yourself to use yourself as a tool or conduit for any form of violence. The elections will come and go. 4 years' time, another elections will come. We need you here, we need you healthy as we wait for the elections. And even after the elections, please and please and please again, don't brandish guns. Anything that is prohibited, please don't do it. Don't go and throw your fists. Just avoid any form of violence. Don't argue with anybody or any entity. We need you safe. We need you alive. This is your Poll Center, and it's Votes Not Violence, your credible guide to the elections. That's all for our Front Story. Up next, it's sports. Derek Kumiki-Siedu is on hand to bring us the latest in sports. And after that, Eric Melu-Chinebwa will bring us some tech tricks. Stay with us. We will be back.
December 7, all eyes will be on the nation, and ABC News Ghana Television will be your trusted election guide. Welcome to the Poll Center, where we bring you the most comprehensive 2024 general elections coverage.
At ABC News Ghana, we will deliver up-to-the-minute updates from across the 40,647 polling stations, ensuring that you stay informed every step of the way.
We'll bring you real-time updates from constituencies with the highest stakes and insight into the key battlegrounds.
Our team of political watchdogs, pollsters, and political scientists will break down the nuances in the swing regions, helping you understand the dynamics of these critical areas.
With correspondents and district reporters spread across the country, we rest assured all the timely reports of turn-up events as they unfold.
On the Poll Center, we'll bring you an excellent television experience with advanced graphic presentation that will give you a clear visual of the vote tallies, trends, and key turning points as they unfold live on screen.
ABC News Ghana will provide you with in-depth analysis of voter pattern shifts, regional shifts, and what the early results could mean for the final outcome of the elections.
From voting challenges to disputes over election results, ensuring our viewers understand the legal landscape.
On social media, we'll bring you live updates and key highlights from the polling stations, keeping you engaged and informed with the latest developments online.
From the streets to the polling centers, we will capture the voices of everyday Ghanaians, hear their thoughts and concerns as they cast their ballots.
ABC News is committed to unbiased, accurate,
and in-depth coverage. Join us on the Poll Center for the most reliable 2024 election coverage.
Stay tuned, stay informed, stay with the Poll Center right here on ABC News Ghana Television. Your election. This is where the headlines are probed. Policies scrutinized through an objective lens with an unbiased approach to every discussion. Key in to a series of pulsating conversations with the hard questions.
Why do you still want to run when you have failed?
I haven't. What do you mean by failed?
In-depth analysis of policy proposals.
If it is a temporary program, why do we want to still create another gold reserve exchange program also to address a temporary issue?
If you introduce a temporary measure and you realize that the temporary measure works and is sustainable, you have to rethink whether or not it should just be temporary.
And every agenda and positions intellectually debated to set the record straight.
Look, you still don't answer the question now. Good. Question is, if Article 78(1) is anything to go by, your ministers of state largely are supposed to come from the parliament.
Yes.
The law says that not less than 10 and not more than 19. So these are your cabinet, your ministers of state you're going to get. How do you intend to resolve? Have you thought about managing that hurdle?
Absolutely. If I hadn't, I probably would not get on the fray to do this.
On Focus on ABC, we focus on the matter, the personality, and the answer beyond the rhetoric. Focus on ABC shows every Thursday at 7 p.m. only on ABC News Ghana Television.
Hello, good morning and welcome to the sports segment here on ABC in the morning. I am Derek Kumi Kisiedu here at ABC News Ghana. We are your election poll center, your credible election guide. Hashtag vote, not violence. Now let's dive into the world of sports as the Executive Council of the Ghana Football Association, GFA, is scheduled to meet with the Black Stars head coach, Ochoado, today, Wednesday, November 27, to review the team's performance during the 2025 African Cup of Nations AFCON qualifiers. This key meeting was centered around the technical report that ADO has submitted, evaluating the Black Stars' effort in the qualifiers and the overall performance of the technical team under the leadership. This decision comes after the Executive Council met last Wednesday and agreed to engage with the coach to discuss the report and the team's performance since ADO took over earlier this year. A statement from the GFA confirmed the meeting, highlighting its importance in determining the future directions of the Ghana's national team football team. Additionally, the meeting will also serve to provide clarity regarding the Black Stars' failure to qualify for the 2025 AFCON in Morocco. Following the disappointing results, there has been considerable discussion surrounding the future of the Black Stars, and this meeting is expected to offer insight into how the GFA plans to move forward. And now Ghana international Thomas Partey delivered a commanding performance in the midfield as Arsenal dismantled Sporting CP 5-1 in their UEFA Champions League clash on Tuesday night. The Black Stars star featured for the full 90 minutes, orchestrating play in a victory that underscored the Ghana's European ambition. Now, Arsenal wasted no time asserting their dominance, taking an early lead in the 7th minute. Timbers' pinpoint cross found Gabriel Martinelli, who calmly tapped in at the far post to break the deadlock. The Gunners doubled their lead midway through the first half, with Partey playing a pivotal role. His incisive through ball setter Bukayo Saka, who provided a perfect assist for Kai Havertz to slot home Sporting CP. Merson coach Amorim struggled to contain Arsenal's relentless pressure before halftime. Arsenal added a third. Now, Arsenal sealed the emphatic victory in the 82nd minute. Substitute Mikel Merino long-range effort was parried by goalkeeper Franco Israel, but Trossard was perfectly positioned to nod in the rebound. The 5-1 triumph marked Arsenal's first away win in this season's Champions League, and highlighted their growing confidence under Mikel Arteta. Now, Partey's standout display in midfield was instrumental in the Gunners' fluid attacking performance as they surge up the group table with authority. Here is how the 2024-25 Champions League standing look after yesterday's round of matches. Now, Barca are now second in the Champions League standing after a 3-0 win over Brest. Inter moved up to first place after beating Leipzig the first half of the fifth match day of the 2024-25 championship. Champions League ended with several surprise results and real shock in the standing. In the key, Barca took a brutal step forward with a resounding victory against Brest 3-0, which allowed Hansi Flick's team to climb to second position in the standing. The top of the table has Inter Milan as the only leader with 13 points. Simone Inzaghi's team beat RB Leipzig by the minimum 4-0 and remain undefeated, whilst Liverpool dropped to third position as they play with their match against Real Madrid today. For its part, Atlanta is already fourth after crashing Young Boys 1-6. Now, Leverkusen moved up to fifth place after beating RB Salzburg 5-0, whilst Monaco is sixth, awaiting its match with Benfica. Arsenal are now seventh after crashing Sporting CP 1-5. Who dropped to 8th place after their defeat and complete for the moment the direct qualification place for the round of 16. Further down, in 9th place as Brest, and behind the Italians already in playoff zone appeared Borussia Dortmund, whose match against Dinamo Zagreb will be played today. Bayern 11 after beating PSG 1-0, and Aston Villa 12, who will play on today, November 27, with the thrashing of Sparta Prague 0-6. Atletico Madrid is now 13, and Milan moved up to 14th place after beating Slovan Bratislava 2-3. Manchester City 15 and next with surprisingly draw 3-3 against Feyenoord 20. Juventus 16, Lille 17, Celtic 18 and Dinamo Zagreb 19 with their pending matches to be played. The playoffs are closed by Real Madrid 21, who will visit Anfield Road today, Benfica 22, Club Brugge 23 and PSG 24. Finally out of the classification for now are Stuttgart, PSG, Shakhtar, Sparta Prague, Girona, RB Salzburg, Bologna, Storm Graz, RB Leipzig, Red Star, Slovan Bratislava and Young Boys. Match day 5 ends today, November 27, with the remaining 9 matches. Well, that's it for the sports segment here on ABC in the morning. For more sports updates, please follow our website at www.abcnewsgh.com. I am Derek Kumi Kisiedu.
5 million children have benefited from free SHS. Protect free SHS. Vote Dr. Bawumia #1 on the ballot. Over 5 million children have benefited from free SHS. Protect free SHS. Vote Dr. Bawumia #1 on the ballot.
Mid-year budget review with some key allocations.
We are currently here at Kanisu.
When the news breaks, we are there. In the heart of matters arising, we follow through with the right question. Don't miss a beat with our in-depth news analysis. From breaking news, special feature stories, latest news, we bring you the stories that matter. Our team of immersed reporters bring you the news as it happens. Join us every 6 a.m., 12 p.m. and 6 p.m. each day for a comprehensive look at the stories beyond the headlines.
Two to one.
You're watching ABC News GH.
ABC News GH, your trusted source for news.
Hello there, welcome to Tech Trick segment on ABC in the morning. Gone by for sports with Derek Kisiedu, and we're here today to learn about how to identify AI-generated image. With the increasing prevalence of AI-generated content, it's essential to distinguish between what is real and what is not. So as these images continue to spread across the internet, we need some reliable methods to identify fakes from facts. So sit back, let me take you on a journey as you identify or help you to identify what is real from the fake, okay? So 5 ways or easy tips, tactics and tools that anyone can use to sharpen the ability to spot image generated by AI is what I'm about to share with you. So 1, you have to identify the texture and resolution. So most of these AI-generated images often display inconsistencies in texture. Just look at what you see on your screen. Look for the area of unnatural smoothness or blurring where there should be continuous textural patterns. So what you see on your screens, now these are discrepancies usually occurring in the background, the midground and side frames of the image rather than in the main areas of focus, resulting from AI's current processing limitations. So these are not real images of the people you see. These are AI-generated content of humans. The original is there and the deepfake or the AI-generated one is what you see on the other side, okay? So that's the first thing you have to look at for. Then again, we have anatomy errors. Now, despite significant improvement, AI still struggles with accurately rendering visual proportions of arms, like the legs, the facial features, and fine details like the toes and the fingers and teeth. Now, these mistakes can also range from subtle to quite obvious, often indicating that the image has been edited or generated using AI technology, just as you see on your screens. If something seems off about the people or the person in the picture but can't quite put the finger on it, no, that means that there's a good chance that it was created by AI. So that's number 2 point you have to note over there. Now the other tool you can use, or the recommendation you can also apply, is that a deepfake becomes more prevalent. Several reliable with AI images detection tools are also available. Now 2, you can also trust without hesitations, mean that the Sighten or the Hive, which are 2 major features, can help you. Now both offer free versions of their AI image detection features along with more sophisticated functions for a fee. Now notably, they provide a percentage indicator showing which specific mainstream AI platforms was used to generate the image, such as a Midjourney, or you can also use the DALL-E or Firefly to also detect. Now for example, the Sighten confidently identified an image of a purple dinosaur holding a Bitcoin and saying, "Hold on," as being produced by a Midjourney platform about with 99% accuracy. So if you're not so careful, you might believe that that was a dinosaur saying "hold on." I mean, how ridiculous. How can a dinosaur be saying "hold on"? We don't usually even see animals speak, so that alone should tell you that it is a AI generated. Again, shadows and lightning. Now another area where current AI technologies struggle is that it actually has recreating shadows and lighting. Now you have to look for visual irregularities. On your screen is a woman, but just look at the quality of it. So such as shadows that are too dark or too light compared to the ambient light in the image. Also pay attention to shadows that do not align with the light source within the picture, as these discrepancies can serve as clear indicators of AI generating fakery. Now you can also use AI watermarking. Now many AI tools automatically place a subtle watermark or a nuanced pattern on the free versions of their generated images. It means that this strategy encourages users to upgrade, process or produce images without the watermarks. Regardless, AI watermarks are among the most straightforward details to check when trying to use the image in real life. So in conclusion, it's essential to understand the potential inaccuracies and limitations of current detection method. Always consider the source of the context of your image in question, and of course you have to use multiple tools for cross verification and stay updated with the latest advancement in AI detection technology. Well, that's all for Tech Trick today. Catch you same time next time for another insightful topic. I am Eric Trinidad. ABC in the Morning continues shortly after this.
key allocation.
We are currently here at Kanishin.
When the news breaks, we are there. In the heart of matters arising, we follow through with the right question. Don't miss a beat with our in-depth news analysis. From breaking news, special feature stories, latest news, we bring you the stories that matter. Our team of immersed reporters bring you the news as it happens. Join us every 6 a.m., 12 p.m. and 6 p.m. each day for a comprehensive look at the stories beyond the headlines.
3, 2, 1.
You're watching ABC News GH.
ABC News GH, your trusted source for news.
December 7, all eyes will be on the nation, and ABC News Ghana Television will be your trusted election guide. Welcome to the Poll Center, where we bring you the most comprehensive 2024 general elections coverage.
At ABC News Ghana, we will deliver up-to-the-minute updates from across the 40,647 polling stations, ensuring that you stay informed every step of the way.
We'll bring you real-time updates from constituencies with the highest stakes and insight into the key battlegrounds.
Our team of political watchdogs, pollsters, and political scientists will break down the nuances in the swing regions, helping you understand the dynamics of these critical areas.
With correspondents and district reporters spread across the county, rest assured all the timely report of turn of events as they unfold.
On the Poll Center, we'll bring you an excellent television experience with advanced graphic presentation that will give you a clear visual of the vote tallies, trends, and key turning points as they unfold live on screen.
ABC News Ghana will provide you with in-depth analysis of voter pattern shifts, regional shifts, and what the early results could mean for the final outcome of the elections.
From voting challenges to disputes over election results, ensuring our viewers understand the legal landscape.
On social media, we'll bring you live updates and key highlights from the polling stations, keeping you engaged and informed with the latest developments online.
From the streets to the polling centers, we will capture the voices of everyday Ghanaians, hear their thoughts and concerns as they cast their ballots.
ABC News is committed to unbiased, accurate, and in-depth coverage. Join us on the Poll Center for the most reliable 2024 election coverage.
Stay tuned, stay informed, stay with the Poll Center right here on ABC News Ghana Television, your election guide to the polls. This is where the headlines are probed. Policies scrutinized through an objective lens with an unbiased approach to every discussion. Key in to a series of pulsating conversations with the hard questions.
Why do you still want to run when you have failed?
I haven't. What do you mean by failed?
In-depth analysis of policy proposals.
If it's a temporary program, why do we want to still create another gold reserve exchange program also to address a temporary issue?
If you introduce a temporary measure and you realize that the temporary measure works and is sustainable, you have to rethink whether or not it should just be temporary.
And every agenda and positions intellectually debated to set the record straight.
Look, you still don't answer the question now.
Good.
Question is, if Article 78(1) is anything to go by, your ministers of state largely are supposed to come from the parliament.
Yes.
The law says that not less than...
back and still watching ABC in the Morning live on ABC News GH. Up next is Business Fix. Those of us who are interested in the roots vegetable business, especially as Christmas comes closer and inches closer and closer, For Business Fix today, we went to the market to have a conversation with someone with a very extensive experience in this business, looking at the challenges and navigating those challenges in the roots vegetable business. Alhaja Aishetu Musa is a wholesaler and retailer in this business. She has been in the business for over 30 years. Let's get straight into the conversation.
Today on Business Fix, we take a deep dive into the vegetable business. We visited Agbegloshi Market to meet Alhaja Aishetu Musa, a seasoned entrepreneur who has been running her vegetable business for 30 years, having inherited it from her grandmother. Specializing in the wholesale and retail of onions, carrots, and Irish potatoes, Alhaja shared with us how she navigates the daily challenges of this competitive industry.
The Ghana onion is not come plenty. The onion from Niger, we have Nigeria, we have Agadas. Come, if Agadat finish before we sell foreign onion. But the Ghana one, like September, only 2 months, September, October finish.
Alhaja Musa highlights a major issue faced by local vegetable sellers: spoilage of onions cultivated in Ghana due to exposure to excessive heat. To mitigate this, she relies heavily on imported onions from other parts of Africa and Europe to meet demand.
The Ghanaian onion is small, it's not making big. We have Ghanaian onion long time. If you check it, if they do it, they are lost. Anytime they bring it out, like 1 week, the onion started spoiling because of the water. But the foreign one, they have machine to dry it. They protect the onion. If you don't protect the onion will spoil. If it's small heat, our season and onion is too bad because the Irish potato from Holland. My grandmother sell Irish potato from long time. They bring it from Abidjan and we sell it small. But this time, the Ghana one, if they make sweet potatoes, it's not come like Irish, like sugar one. They like Irish one. The customers. And the foreign onion, we have salad one. Salad one, they use it to make chichingam and salad. Plenty people like salad one. And we have pink one. Pink one, if the local one short, is like loca. It's the same like loca.
Where does it come from?
From Holland. And the yellow one from Holland. And Morocco one is like pink one from Holland. And the red one from Egypt. Pink one from Holland. Brown onion from Holland. Like pink, we have pink one from Morocco. We have red one from Egypt. And we have some from India. This one is brown onion from Holland. We have pink onion, but it's finished. That's how it should. And we have red onion from Egypt. We have red onion from Morocco.
She also points out that onion prices fluctuate throughout the year, with prices being cheaper in February thanks to a bountiful local harvest, while prices tend to rise in August when supply is limited.
It's 20 cities by this time. By this time, from August going, the onion is too high. Yes, all the onion. Okay. All the onion. But from February, the onion price, you can buy this one 5 cities on February. But it is not foreign. It is for Niger or Nigeria. Yes.
The increase in foreign exchange rates and high import duties continue to challenge importers. Alhaja firmly believes that taking loans to fund her business is not a sustainable solution.
There is a challenge. If the like onion shortage, no onion in system, no one bring the onion, the price started shooting. You see, you can come and buy in the morning 500, by 2 hours 550
For a bag?
For a bag.
How many kilos?
25 kilo. Because the problem we are facing from the change, the foreign currency.
Okay.
You can go and change the, like last week, I go and change safer 2775. By 1 hour 2779 is going up. It's good. One day the safer can go up like 3 times. In foreign onion, we use euro to buy it. Euro to buy 2. You go and change it today. You didn't change it fully. By next day, you are short. If you are short, you bring it. You make your calculation and had it, and the duty too is high.
What did you pay on the vegetables?
No, the vegetables last time we paid 950 for the duty.
For how much?
For 25, for 40 fita container. The price is going up. If the dollar is going up and the prices is going up, no, we cannot collect load. This one is like you can bring it, sometimes she'll spoil. If you collect low and work, this one is too dangerous. It's too dangerous.
Additionally, imported vegetables sometimes arrive in poor condition due to the long journey, with some already beginning to rot. According to Alhaja, one needs to have a strong heart to stay in the vegetable business, especially since local traders receive little to no government support. They must rely on each other to survive.
Somebody can bring one container, half container will spoil, and she will lose all his money. That is our problem. Our problem will take, you have workers, and the boys will carry it, you pay. If you bring one container, they will collect 2,000 cedis. You pay your workers. Like a month, you use like 10,000 Ghana cedis pay your worker. If you only, you cannot work. You cannot carry it. You cannot pack it. Oh, I learned a lot of lesson. A lot of lesson. We face problem. Problem we face is you can't go and take your money and go and buy the goods. Before the goods reach, all the goods are spoiled. See, like 2 weeks, 3 days, sometimes 3 weeks. But Egypt one, 6 weeks, 2 weeks, 6 weeks or 2 months. If you get profit, no one care. If you lost, no one care. If your heart don't have strong, you cannot make it. I bring some goods this year, potato, Irish potato. I take it from Abidjan. Before the potato reach half or spoil, I lost like 80,000 Ghana cedis at 2 days. So, because if I bring another goods, I'll have it and I'll again my profit. Do you understand? Because they didn't understand the market people. You bring the goods, maybe someone go and bring salad. You bring it, no market, the salad will spoil. Maybe you are selling to 1.5. If it's well, next time you had the loss of the money, you had it, and you get your money.
Alhaja calls on the government to provide cold storage facilities in every market. which would help preserve the vegetables and reduce the reliance on costly private storage. She says the current system is a heavy burden on their finances.
We don't receive anything from the government. No. We pay dues. But we don't have government helpers. No. From any government. We help ourselves. But just now, I'm selling potatoes. I have lost. If I bring another one, I'll have the money and I'll get. Do you understand? Because everybody is lost. If you have somebody money in the market just now, she have capital. No one have capital. They buy goods is spoiled. If the government will help, like fertilizer, they give you to farmers. They help them. They do like cold room for every market. If you finish, you know that the goods will have spoil. You go and put it in the cold room. If they do the cold room, you bring your goods. They give you your normal and they put it down. If you want to take your normal and go and take your goods. I heard some before. They will do cold room for us, but we didn't hear it. I saw it in the Swahili area. If you take full room every month, you pay 24,000. If you take half room, you pay 12,000. Quarter room, you pay 6,000. Like coastal. I can put one container, we pay 6,000. If I put 2 containers, I will pay 12,000. If I put 4 containers, I will pay 24,000. That is our problem. Because anytime you come to the market, the goods will go up. That is the problem. That is the problem. You take car, the car to charge. You had all.
Despite these ongoing challenges, Alhaja Musa remains determined. She is resolute in her decision to continue her business, knowing the value it brings to her community and her family.
It is good. Sometimes it is good. Sometimes it's bad. Sometimes you get your daily bread. It's good. You cannot sit down in the house. Who will take care of you? Let me tell you, the market people take low. But me, in my religion, I don't like low. Do you understand it? I cannot take low. If my money is small, I'll manage the small to come up to manage it. But plenty people take low. They lost.
Alhaja is also advocating for peace in the upcoming elections. She urges for the elections to be decided in one round and calls for peace throughout the electoral process.
If we come in one round, it's good. We need peace. We didn't do politics in markets. Because your customer, some is NDC, some is MPP. You cannot do politics with your business. You are selling, don't do politics. If anyone can sell it for you. If you are doing politics with your things, it is not good. Who come and buy your goods? You make your like vote is your secret. Anytime they buy it, anytime. But Christmas we have shortage. All potatoes will come in because this time Christmas they buy. Someone is doing party. Someone is doing like this. Someone to do something. Someone want to make food for family or something, or they'll come and buy it. We want peace election. We don't like fights. We don't like anything. We want peace. We don't want someone to fight with your sister, with your brother. Or we are one. Yes. If you are a market woman, don't do politics. If you don't come to the market, you eat. You fight and find your daily bread to eat. This one is my grandmother business, because we follow our grandmother. Come to the market, we are sell, and my grandmother leave the markets. And my grandmother died like 2 years time. 2 years later, she died.
When it comes to taxes, Alhaja urges the government to reduce the duties and taxes placed on importers. Lower taxes, she believes, would make the vegetable business more profitable and sustainable.
The thing we need, the duty should come down. The taxes is too high, it should come down. Last time, if I will check my duty paper. It's high. If the duties come down, all the things will come down. Maybe you do duty. The potato, 1 bag is maybe 110. The inside 1 bag. 1 bag. How much you sell it? That is our problem. If the duty come down, everything will come down.
That's it for today's episode of Business Fix. We've seen firsthand the resilience and perseverance of Alhaja Aishetu Musa in the face of numerous challenges. Stay tuned for more insights and inspiring stories from the world of business. Only here.
I will check my duty paper. It's high. If the duties come down, all the things will come down. Maybe you do duty. The potato, 1 bag is maybe 110. The inside 1 bag. 1 bag. How much you sell it? That is our problem. If the duty come down, everything will come down.
That's it for today's episode of Business Fix. We've seen firsthand the resilience and perseverance of Alhaja Aishetu Musa in the face of numerous challenges. Stay tuned for more insights and inspiring stories from the world of business. Only here on Business Fix.
Well, so that's Business Fix, the challenges in the roots vegetable business. Alhaja Aishetu Musa has been in the business for 30 years. We'll bring you more stories on Business Fix, where we'll get into the world of business to understand what is going on there. Maybe through our conversations, you will be inspired to start a business, which will also add up to your development as a person. That's all for Business Fix. Let's take a very short break. When we are back, our main discussion will begin. You're welcome back straight into our main discussion for today on ABC in the morning. But before that, we remind you that we are your election poll center, your guide to credible elections. As we head into the elections, it is your votes that is needed. Votes, not violence. As we get into the elections, preach to your friends and your loved ones that the elections is an election for this year. It will come and go. 4 years time, another elections will come again. Don't be involved in any violence that would make you miss another elections. Please take care of yourselves and just pay attention to your thumb. Your vote is all that is needed, not your fist, nothing else. Our discussion today is on the Strad report. Yesterday we looked at the Strad report. So many in the Strad report, so many to unpack. We had some conversations on that yesterday. Today we continue the conversation. Our question is that, is there more to be desired from the report, or it is satisfactory in itself? Is the report satisfactory? On Monday, the Commission on Human Rights and Administrative Justice published its findings of an investigation into the National Cathedral construction, which has generated a lot of conversation. This comes after an investigation into allegations of corruption and abuse of power regarding the controversial project. The findings were detailed in a report dated November 22, 2024, following complaints by North Tongue MP Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa. The report highlights several breaches of Ghana's procurement laws, particularly in the award of the construction contract to Rebate Company Limited. Shraj concluded that the contract was void ab initio for being entered into contrary to the mandatory provisions of the Procurement Act, Act 663, as amended by Act 6914. The report called on the Public Procurement Authority, the PPA, to intervene and cancel the contract with Rebate Company Limited. Let's take a look at some of the findings from some of the key findings from the report. What Shraj found in the report. We'll go through it very quickly and then quickly get into our conversation this morning. Per the Shraj report, it said that the contract awarded to Rebate by the Board of Trustees is illegal and void as it violates Ghana's procurement laws. The report again says that the Board of Trustees did not seek concurrent approval from the Central Tender Review Committee, and the procurement breaches raised reasonable suspicion of corruption and corruption-related offences. The Board of the Public Procurement Authority, PPA, should intervene and cancel the contract for the construction of the National Cathedral between the National Cathedral and Rebate Company, as it has the power to do so under the Procurement Act. Also, the Commission recommends for further investigation and possible prosecution of the Board of Trustees of the National Cathedral, who superintended over the award of the contract to Rebate Company in disregard of Act 663 as amended. Yesterday, we brought you the board members of the Board of Trustees: Apostle Professor Pokunyina, Archbishop Charles Palmer Bako, Most Reverend Bishop Justice Ofe Akufi, Retired Reverend Professor Emmanuel Mate, Most Reverend T.K. Awotri-Pratt, Archbishop Nicholas Duncan Williams, and these are the members, the Board of Trustees for the National Cathedral. Meanwhile, the complainant, Member of Parliament for North Tongue constituency, Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa, believes the Commission on Human Rights and Administrative Justice, Shraj, erred. He believes that Shraj erred in its ruling on the National Cathedral petition, and according to him, Shraj has let the entire country down following what he describes as Reverend Victor Kusi Boateng's alleged double identity saga. While some have expressed satisfaction with the findings, others are not satisfied. Persons like Honorable Okudzeto Ablakwa. So we want to peruse the report, explore if the report is comprehensive enough to address public concerns and public sentiments, or does it leave more to be desired? Does this rather raise more questions for us to understand in all of these conversations happening around the National Cathedral? You at home, have you seen the report? Have you seen the report? Are you happy about the report, or does it leave more to be desired? We'll have series of conversations this morning about the Shraj findings and what you believe can be done better. We'll have series of conversations of the findings from the Commission on Human Rights and Administrative Justice. This whole National Cathedral issue, did you agree with the National Cathedral when the President said that we would build a National Cathedral? You at home, were you excited about it? Did you want a National Cathedral when the President mentioned it? Yesterday, we spoke with Professor Ajimandria, who said that for him, the place could be converted into a conference facility for the nation, as the nation lacks any substantial conference facility that should host a huge conference, as is done in other African countries. And so we could actually convert the National Cathedral into a conference facility. Yesterday, the former Auditor General Yao Domlevo expressed his satisfaction with Shraj's findings on the National Cathedral, the report Shraj brought, and he said that he was okay with this. Let's listen to him when he spoke on the findings by Shraj.
The findings, and not to say that they have actually convicted people.
No problem.
But their findings are quite unpleasant. I have personally positioned that I thought, or I think, the use of public funds for the cathedral was inappropriate, and I think that is what the Shraj funding has also established. So I have no problem with the findings at all. The findings, and not to say that they have actually convicted people, but their findings are quite unpleasant. I have personally positioned that I thought, or I think, the use of public funds for the cathedral was inappropriate, and I think that is what the Shraj funding has also established. So I have no problem with the findings at all. The findings, and not to say that they have actually convicted people, but their findings are quite unpleasant. I have personally positioned that I thought, or I think, the use of public funds for the cathedral was inappropriate, and I think that is what the Shraj funding has also established.
So that's former Auditor General, beg your pardon, Yao Domlevo, and he said that he was satisfied with Shraj's findings on the National Cathedral. Let's have more conversations with a governance expert, Dr. Frederick Ojo. Good morning, Doc. Thank you for your time.
Good morning.
Doc, Shraj has brought its report, findings on the National Cathedral. In 30 seconds, what are your initial thoughts on the findings?
Well, I'm asking myself, why have they taken so long? Or why didn't they take enough time to look at this? You see, they have gone ahead to make comments about so many other things, saying they think that there are improprieties in looking at the procurement processes and other things. And I'm asking myself, why would you look at an aspect of the case and give your verdict that you think you think there is no case to answer in terms of the passport, and that, but rather you think some impropriety has gone on and that the Board of Governors should be prosecuted and all that? Why didn't you give a verdict on their performance? And why is it coming so close to the election? Is it when you see such things, you begin to wonder whether there are no political considerations in it? And the verdict is also such bizarre for me. There is no clarity in what they want us to do. So I'm most disappointed with the whole process. I wish, if they think somebody has done something wrong, the board has done something wrong, they should have come out clearly and stated that, yes, they've done something wrong. If they thought they needed more time, they could have taken whatever time they needed to go through it and invite the board members to go through the procurement processes. We are talking about administrative justice here. So why have they failed to do that, and now they are saying, oh, we've done this. Other institutions must also do this.
Doc, you say that the verdict is bizarre. There's no clarity. SHRAJ has said that they have recommended that the board members, the board of trustees, be prosecuted.
They shouldn't be making recommendations.
Okay.
I don't think the role of SHRAJ is to make recommendations. The role of SHRAJ is to make a ruling. There should be clear ruling that we found this person culpable. We found that person culpable. That is what SHRAJ should have come out with. We went through the case. We spoke. We invited the members of the board. We interrogated them. They brought their lawyers. They had every right to defend themselves. They were given the opportunity to bring whatever document they want, and we find that they are culpable. That is what SHRAJ is supposed to do. SHRAJ is not there to be making recommendations as to prosecution. That is not the place of SHRAJ.
You also said that the report, you are perusing, you're raising questions about why the report has come so close to the elections and suggesting that it may have some political undertones. What raises these hackles in your mind?
No, because why is it coming at this time? And especially from their own, the recommendations they are making, is looking at, oh, we didn't have enough time to look at the whole thing. And we think there are aspects that need further interrogation. So somebody should do it. That is why I'm asking, why was this indecent haste to come out with it at this time? Couldn't they have taken their time to finish with the whole thing? Or couldn't they have expedited the whole process to have come out with a full report? Otherwise.
Hello, Doc.
Otherwise, hello. Sorry,
yes,
there was some disturbance which I was trying to control.
Okay.
You see, if they are not able to tell us the full facts, but rather now they are saying, oh, we referred other aspects to other agencies. And in this case, which agency are they expecting to go into that? It leaves so much room to question, and I think they've not done a good job. In any event, Mr. Ablakwa, Okudzeto Ablakwa, who took the matter to them himself, is not happy with the final verdict. So it tells you that they've not done anybody any service.
Prof, in SHRAJ's findings, it's exonerated Reverend Kusi Boateng, but the complaint, Okudzeto Ablakwa, like you just mentioned, contends the decision amidst the evidence available in any key institution's database. What will be your reading on it?
No, I mean, there are a lot of, again, I'm saying there are a lot of questions than answers. Here is a man who the whole world has known to be having a particular name. And indeed, that is the name upon which he's given a state appointment. And this person has got an alias. And that is what is happening. Now, SHRAJ says to them, they didn't find anything wrong with that. And I'm not very convinced about that as well. That's why I'm saying that I'm more confused about their findings and verdicts, and even more so with their recommendations, than with whatever they purported to have done.
So that it means that this report, if what you have said is something to go by, it means that this report leaves more to be desired. It does not bring finality to the case and is not satisfactory.
It may be too harsh to say it was shoddy.
Shoddy.
But it is close to that.
Okay. What systems or frameworks could have been implemented to ensure that there's a better oversight of future national projects, particularly including those using public funds? This issue has come under so much scrutiny. And if
whatever constitutes public funds comes under the ambit of the Public Financial Management Act. and there are stringent rules as to how you can apply public funds. So when there is, for starters, I'm not convinced with the corporate governance of the whole venture. To what extent are the people, especially the board of trustees, to what extent are they culpable? Here is a situation that these individuals seem to be more of they were doing this involuntarily. And then there is so much responsibility on them. And we need to have better corporate governance systems in place to govern such activities in the future. Because when things go wrong, it becomes difficult to hold somebody responsible. And I thought SRAJ would have helped us to have come to clearer conclusions and at least put in place a system that can guide us into future processes. I mean, in our part of the world, I'm not too convinced with having a commission of inquiry going into this whole matter. But as it stands, I think SRAJ has no help us at all.
Doc, if you say SRAJ has not helped us, doesn't we call SRAJ into this matter to investigate the matter? Won't you at least say that to some extent SRAJ has opened up the matter better to the Ghanaian to further understand it than it was at first?
You know what? We've had situations like that. After the SRAJ has given its verdict, what next? I mean, you see, when something has happened and we need a resolution, and you leave it open that, oh, there should be further this, there should be further that, somebody should do this, and that you leave it. And if nobody does it, who is to blame? Nobody has made a complaint to anyone. Those are the findings of SRAJ, and this is their recommendation. Now, who is SRAJ saying should do what? None of these none of the state institutions have also received any petition except the SRAJ. So if they thought from the onset that the matter was beyond their remit, they should have clearly indicated that this is something we cannot handle because of A, B, C, D. So we would advise you to take it to such and such and such an institution. But nothing of that sort came out. And now we are left in a limbo because there are a lot of questions to be answered. Even what they purport to have given a ruling in terms of the double identity issue, I think leaves a lot of room to be questioned. So overall, I'm not much enthused with the work SRAJ has done. The timing of the release of the report, the recommendations they've made, the findings they've made, all of them, I think they've not really helped us.
Doc, we are going into the elections. You have questioned the political undertones this report could have. Do you think that the report could have an impact on the outcome of the elections?
You see, if you take a national election of this nature, there are so many nuances to the election. There are a lot of things that can come together to have a snowball effect. So that is there. So generally speaking, in the lead up to the election, the general discussions, some of these things would be thrown in. Already, I mean, some comments or some allusions have been made to the National Cathedral in some politicians' comments on their campaign trail. So let's not rule out why this is so, because there are so many issues in this country. Why was this matter taken to SRAJ? And it was taken to SRAJ by a politician. And if that politician wasn't expecting some form of political capital out of it, it wouldn't have been sent to the church in the first place. So let's not rule out the political undertones in the whole thing.
The board of trustees are some venerable people, especially as they are religious leaders who are held in high esteem in various religious organizations, denominations, and even in the country. People have held them in a certain light before they came to sit on this board. Does this report cast any aspersions on them? Does it also, will it go a certain way to let Ghanaians see them in a less than favorable light than they used to see them?
That is why that even builds up my disappointment in the report, because I think if we appreciate the standing of these individuals, we shouldn't make statements or make recommendations that borders on their integrity. We should be very circumspect in what we say about them. Indeed, if they've done anything untoward, they should not be shielded. But if there is no proof that they've done anything bad, then we should be careful not to tarnish their image. So the opportunity came squarely to Shraj to delve deeper into this matter. They should come out clearly. If there have been breaches with either the Public Financial Management Act or with the public procurement laws of the country, they should have been clear and say that by our estimation, they've done A, B, C, D. But even that, you would have called them. You should have invited them. Allow them the opportunity of having their counsel to advise them. And ascertain from them whether indeed they've done something that they shouldn't have done. But to make a point that procurement rules were not followed and all that, when you've not even called any of these men, that it is not Reverend Kusibuati or his other name who is a trustee. There's a board of trustees made up of very venerable or respected clergymen in this country. So if even you have an issue with one of them, be careful not to tarnish the image of the whole lot. They are individuals who have come together. So whenever you want to say something about them, be careful not to say things that will bring their standings low in the eyes of the public. It is most unfair.
Well, there were some procurement breaches as stated in the report.
Alleged.
Doc, the report stated several procurement breaches. It identified them, especially when we have a procurement act and a procurement authority. What do you make of the breaches that the report stated? And because of those breaches is why the report is calling for a prosecution of these board of trustees.
So couldn't they themselves have they taken the trouble, Shraj, to give a hearing to all the members of the board? Or it was only Reverend Kusibuati alone they spoke to? And based on what he said or what he provided, they believe the board in totality is culpable for whatever has been done. That is what I'm not too sure. Because in all this, it is quite clear that they were dealing with Reverend Kusibuati, but not with the board. So to make even a statement about the board, or even to impugn wrongdoing on the part of the board, without having heard from all the members of the board, that would be very unfair. That is why I'm asking, why this haste to come out with a report when you could have taken your time to have spoken to all of them, giving them a fair hearing, so that they can all put their side of the case across. For you to come out with clear ruling that what we found was ABCD. So, for me, I think they should have done a better job.
Doc, what lessons can government and other stakeholders draw from this report to ensure better governance? Earlier, you mentioned that we need to put in place better corporate governance systems for a better system to run. So what can government and other stakeholders do to ensure, especially drawing from this report, to ensure that there's better governance in future national projects?
See, for starters, I think they could have done better with the setup of the National Cathedral. There seemed not to have been any legal backing to it. The funding source, we are not sure which aspect of the funding source is directly coming from the state and which aspect is coming from donations from the public. All those issues bring about challenge. So I believe that the president who set up the whole board and the whole thing did not put too much thought into that. For which reason we are facing this kind of challenge. I think that going forward in future, if the state wants to do something, the state must go ahead and do it. We shouldn't mingle state with public donations and set up a body that does not have to account directly to the public. Because of the nature of what was happening, you are not sure whether you want to say everything that was put there is public funds. So that is the beginning of the challenge that we had in the whole structure that was created. There is no clarity into the legal status of the board itself. Was it incorporated in the country, either in would the government, Parliament give any approval for that, or was it registered with was it registered as an entity? These are all questions. So if you want to go into the activities, can the Auditor General, audit everything they've done? These are critical issues we must look at. So we must preempt such happenings in the future. Okay. It is very untidy.
Doc, we'll come back to you real quick for more conversations this morning. But we are joined by Dr. Rashid Tanko. He is the Deputy Director for Elections and IT for the National Democratic Congress. Good morning, Dr. Tanko. Thank you for your time.
Good morning, dear. How are you?
Fine, thank you.
Good morning to your cherished viewers.
Thank you for speaking with us today. We know you are busy with your elections, 10 days, in hopes that your candidate gets the 54% you've been drumming home anytime we speak to you. So we are grateful for your time this morning.
Very grateful. And we are going to win and change Ghana for you people.
Dr. Tanko, Siraj has brought its reports, findings on the National Cathedral. Let me take your initial thoughts on that in 30 seconds.
You see, this report that the Siraj has brought, this morning I don't want my mood to change. Otherwise, the kind of things I would have said about that report. You and I, we have our own reports. You have a report about it? You can also generate your own report. Can't you see what is going on over there? Have you been to that place before? If you don't know that place, I will give you pictures and videos of that place. So if somebody should come in and give us a report, that looks different. You see, in forensic auditing, there are certain things that come into public view without necessarily looking into the book. Certain action and acts of the actors will let you know that there's a malfeasance which needs the actors to be punished. Somebody is there. He has several names. That one alone is a criminal act. You don't need any crack scientist or NASA expert to come and tell you that this is a criminal act. Are you supposed to have several names? I have one name. I've been using it since time immemorial. I've never changed my name. Today, if I call myself Kofi Mensah, will you take it? If I go and register a company and put my name as Kofi Mensah, with all my effigies, everything, when everybody knows that I am Tanko Rashid Computer, then you say I have not committed any crime. There's nothing wrong with that. Look, that one there, let's just push it aside. It's not a report. It's just a self-saving report. There is something to manage themselves. But you see, they are trying to salvage a sinking boat. Nothing can stop them from falling. They will lose this election. In the next 10 days, NDC government is coming. So this one, it won't change anything. And we'll come back to it. We are going to reopen investigation into the matter. And we'll deal with all culprits. You cannot steal in the name of God. People have stolen state funds through the name of God. That's what we have been doing in Ghana. That's why Ghana is where we are.
You say that you cannot steal in the name of God. Dr. Tanko, what are you trying to say?
Think of everywhere, mentioning God, Nyami, Nyami, Nyami. Meanwhile, they are stealing. Can't just sing $58 million and that some huge hole over there and expect us to fold our arms and say because of that, there's nothing untoward has happened. Dear, let's change focus. We don't want to waste our time on this.
Dr. Tanko, you want us to change focus from the National Cathedral. It's a matter of importance to us as a nation. It's our money.
I'm saying that we are going to revisit it and we are going to investigate it thoroughly. We are coming in the next 10 days. NDC is forming government. And you think we are going to leave it? These 10 days will not solve that problem.
Shraj says that Shraj is calling for the prosecution of the Board of Trustees. These are some very venerable men of God. Do you think or do you not think that because of the Shraj reports, people may cast or raise questions about their integrity?
I'm saying that people are stealing in the name of God. I don't believe in that. People are stealing in the name of God. I've just asked you. You say you want to build a cathedral, to praise God, and they said they wanted to bring Jesus Christ to Ghana. Is that not what they were trying to do?
Dr. Tanko, who said that? Who said that?
Are you not been following that in? Didn't they say they are bringing Garden of Eden to Ghana? Didn't they say they are opening a Bible what and what? And they are trying to open the Garden of Eden for everybody to see over here. And people will come as tourists to come and see and worship in Ghana. Is that not what they were telling you? Or you haven't written the concept document of that cathedral? They have sunk $58 million. Go there, you will see a huge pond. Only a huge pond is there. And these are supposed to be men of God. I'm not surprised some of them resigned honorably and ran away. Because they know their image, this thing was going to tarnish their image, both internally and externally. Because they realized that the politicians were using them to steal. They were just fronting for the politicians to steal our money. And that's what happened. This cathedral thing. I'm saying this cathedral, by the time we finish with them, after 10 days, in Sawam, we have to expand in Sawam. You can't get away with this. The state money. Look, people are suffering in this country. People are suffering. They can't even eat. Now, the formula in this country is 100. Some are doing 010. Because they can't afford it. Food inflation alone, go to the market and see. 1 tuber of yam. Why should we go to the market and buy 1 tuber of yam close to 100 Ghana? It's just a tuber of yam. I'm from a farming community. From Bimbila. Bimbila Wulesi. Where we do a lot of yam.
Dr. Tanko, we are joined by Dr. Dixon Adumaku Kisi, the MP for Anya Soto. Let's also ask him some questions about the cathedral. Dr. Adumako, thank you for your time this morning, sir.
Thank you very much. Good morning.
Good morning. Parliament has an oversight role in ensuring accountability in the use of public funds. In this matter of the National Cathedral, do you think Parliament acted decisively enough in the case?
Well, let me add one key thing, that there are many committees in Parliament, and one of the powerful committees with regards to accountability is Public Accounts Committee. And let me add that for very good reasons, governmental projects are taken through very rigorous auditing checks, and then the report is made available by the Auditor General, and then subsequent to that, Parliament will then engage the necessary entities with regards to inapproprieties that are found. So that process, I think, must always be allowed to go on. And after that is done, if there's further particulars or further, work needed, then the necessary things will be done. So I'm always of the opinion that whatever laid down procedures we have with regards to ensuring that Auditor General does his work, and then Public Account does their work, and then Parliament, if need be, double check in plenary the work of Public Account. And then if there are referrals to the Special Prosecutor, vis-a-vis Attorney General, or wherever, then these things will be done without further noise or unnecessary, let me say, name-calling or propaganda. So I think that with regards to the cathedral, it's important that we do not have any premature judgment or premature conceptions about the work on the cathedral. And we need to also bear in mind that this is one project that at some point was being considered for general public funding more so than governmental. So the timelines need to be looked at, as to a point where then it was brought to Parliament for decision making and the necessary reviews and additions and omissions. So I think that these are some of the background that needs to be looked at before pronouncements are made.
Okay. Considering the controversy surrounding this cathedral project, do you still believe the project has the potential to still serve as a unifying national symbol?
Honestly speaking, first of all, let me say that not all of us necessarily were even in agreement with the location. Some of us thought that, outside a crowd, perfect so that people would drive to it. Let me just put that on record. And also, let me add that, the scope of the building has changed over time. And in terms of the costing of the project, a lot of things has also changed. But be it as it may, a cathedral, when I saw the burial of Senator McCain in the U.S. being held at the cathedral, when I saw the some inaugurations that were done in monumental buildings like the cathedral, I came to a conclusion that at some point in time, using the Independence Square for inauguration might change. And maybe a decade from now, the next presidential inauguration will be in this cathedral. So it's something that will be there, not necessarily for one government, but all governments of this country. And I think that as part of our art and tourism in this country, this will be something that others will travel to come and see. Some people make it to Greece to look at the Pantheon that was built way before Christ was born. And who knows? I mean, people may come to Ghana with interest to see the grandiosity of this cathedral, which then would also improve on Ghana's image in the international circles. So this is what I'm thinking. This is what I'm looking at in the bigger picture.
So you think that it will still be on course? People would still want the cathedral project to continue?
As we've gotten to where we've gotten to, what we call that, investments have been made, the buildings have been broken down already, and there's land to build. I think that, it won't spoil anything to, as it is, continue this monumental thing. It's in the interest of the country. I mean, we've done Kwame Nkrumah's mausoleum after so many years after his departure, and if this dream of our current president will see fruition maybe by the end of a decade from now, it doesn't spoil anything. Many governmental projects from before have been continued. Some factories that were built in Kwame Nkrumah's time have now been, well resourced. And, so such is life. So we need to look at it in a bigger perspective. And with time on our side as a nation, I think that people travel to many places in the world for various reasons, and this will be an additional reason why people may come to Ghana.
So, a section of Ghanaians have said and have raised concerns that the amount that was allocated to this cathedral project, very huge sums of money, could have been channeled into better projects. And I use better I use it carefully. They say that could have been channeled into better and more pressing needs. Do you agree with them that the money shouldn't have been channeled into the project, should have been sent elsewhere, especially like health?
For all you know, some investors have sentiments, and sometimes it's religious. And for all you know, that might be the only consideration an investor in a very huge health project might consider, that, Ghanaians are very religious. They hold dear God to their hearts, and that Jesus Christ is at the center of a lot of things that Ghanaians do. And for that reason, as we sit here, we have Christian hospitals in this country. And by virtue of the cathedral, these Christian organizations that support our health services, I mean, who knows? It is multifactorial. So the reasons for people to decide to invest in Ghana are at variance with what the general population might always look at. And when this building is put together and people visit our country, and it is one of the edifices that we send them to, they will see the beauty of Ghana's architectural development and how far we've gone with regards to, development. So I think that in the interest of this country and in the interest of all the things that we can do to push Ghana and make Ghana attractive, this will be an additional thing that can make Ghana very attractive as we use sports, as we use music, as we use dancing. The arts are also very, very important. Well, please go on. Even as we speak, like I was saying, Greece is one of the #1 tourist locations in the world because of the Pantheon, which was built before Christ's death. And even that attracts people to Greece. I believe that this will also attract people to Ghana. And have we considered the foreign visits and the, remunerations we'll get from that? I mean, we have to think big.
All right. Dr. Kissi, we have Dr. Rashid Tanko, the Deputy Director of Elections and IT for the NDC, also on the line. Before you joined the conversation, he said that politicians are hiding behind the National Cathedral, using the board as a front to siphon money from the state, and that when the NDC comes into power, they will launch very heightened investigation into the National Cathedral project. Some people have to be prosecuted because of this project. Is it true that your party, you belong to the NPP, are you hiding behind this cathedral project to steal money from our nation?
In fact, you know, I held similar opinion about the NDC prior to 2020. And, you know, as we've come into government and we've done a lot of investigation into a lot of the NDC operations during their governance, later on we came to, you know, a conclusion that some of them, though they were a bit inflated, were not necessarily a huge loss to the state. And as Tanko is aware, many NDC operatives were not arrested, jailed, or prosecuted because of further review and the further examination that we did. So I'm not troubled that he has that perception. I'm not troubled that he has that thinking, but I know for sure we are winning this election, and if we should even lose and they come, the accounting or auditing will play out, and they would come to a conclusion that no monies has been siphoned.
Okay. No monies have been siphoned. Doc, I will continue with you. Dr. Tanko, I hope you are still there. Dr. Tanko?
Yes, I'm
okay. There. So let's look at Parliament. We have 10 days to the elections. 10 days. Dr. Adomako, your caucus, the NPP, is calling for Parliament to sit again. You're recalling, and this is a memo, and I want to read it, from the Majority Leader to the Right Honourable Speaker. Request to recall Parliament to consider outstanding public business. Right Honourable Speaker, the 6th meeting of the 4th session of Parliament, which was scheduled to take place on 7th November 2024, adjourned without any consideration of government's business. Mr. Speaker, may recall that there were a number of urgent government business that had been advertised and scheduled to be carried out prior to the adjournment of the House. These government business include requests for tax exemptions for designated beneficiaries under the One District, One Factory program, Ghana Financial Stability Fund, consideration of the President's nominees for appointment as justices of the Supreme Court, ratification of the mining lease agreement between the government of Ghana and the Ashanti Bauxite Company Limited, and then so many other bills. You are calling for a recall of Parliament just 10 days to the elections. The minority caucus in Parliament, the NDC, is also urging Speaker to dismiss a request from your caucus. Dr. Akisi, 10 days to the elections, what are you hoping to achieve with a recall of Parliament?
Yes, so this recall is a revisitation to what we did before, which we can all admit at some point in time the Speaker of Parliament allowed that we have a recall. Unfortunately, because of an earlier meeting of the NPP caucus, we became aware during the meeting that the Speaker had adjourned the meeting. And I must admit, unfortunately, there's been many instances where we even start meeting at 6 p.m. But for that day, for some reason, the Speaker adjourned so early before we could say jack. And we are pleading that if for the same reasons he admitted us, he should admit us again so that we can, honor the oath we saw, to Ghanaians to do the work in times, whether good or bad. And that's what we're pleading that he allows, because there are so many timelines that we are missing on the international scale. I can cite various minimums. Something that I'm very passionate about is the environment. And the EPA bill is very needed in terms of the climate change agreement and our show of interest in helping our country. So I'll plead with you, this is not politics. It is very important that we can get this done because of timelines that are not just Ghanaian. And the fact that we also need to meet, people's salaries in January, which December we spend a lot on Christmas. By January, the bottom are dry. So we're pleading with the NDC that they consider the ordinary Ghanaian and let us meet timelines that we are already late on.
Dr. Kisi, a section of Ghanaians, of the public, believe that when it favored you, you are recalling Parliament. When it did not favor you, you boycotted Parliament to the detriment of the Ghanaian. Why should the Speaker also indulge you? Why should the NDC indulge you at this time?
Yes, I mean, this is not about when it favors us. The bills we are talking about, the universities that will be made are not for MPP. It's for the whole country. So it can be that it favors us. That it favors us alone.
Okay. Well, Dr. Tanko, thank you for your time and your patience. The caucus from your party in Parliament is saying that Speaker should not recall Parliament. Why are they doing that?
Look at that. Uncle Chenemo. Uncle Chenemo.
The majority caucus in Parliament is the NDC.
Dr. Tanko, I thought that we have had some finality on this matter. The Supreme Court has explained things for us to understand.
What finality? Did you read the Supreme Court ruling? They didn't make any this ruling on who is majority and who is minority in Parliament. There was nothing like that in that ruling. There was nothing in that ruling. That shows that, or they made any consequential orders to show that who is minority and who is majority. There was nothing like that. And I'm sure you saw the response of the Dr. Atu Forsen, the majority leader. He clearly stated in his memo, he is the majority leader. He's a majority leader. So don't be.
And also the NPP's memo also clearly states that they are also the majority leader. What I just read from the majority leader and leader of government business, Honorable Alexander Fenumakin.
Have you read Atu Forsen's response?
Dr. Sanko, so that we don't go back and forth on this majority leader who is the leader in that.
I'm just telling you that. Look, the NDC is a majority in Parliament. Whether they like it or not, we are the majority in Parliament, and we will forever be the same. But let's look at the issues at stake. No, let me tell you. These people, they think, I'll borrow a word from Nigeria, they think they wise. When they recall Parliament, who asked them to run away from Parliament? Were they forced away from Parliament? They decided to boycott it. That's how they destroy Ghana democracy, with their penchant of just wanting to be called majority and nothing else. That's what they were just looking. They were not interested in whatever they are putting out there. Nothing. You see, they just want to be called majority and nothing else. Afenyomakin wants to be called majority leader. He's been fighting you, the media, from calling him the leader of MPP group, instead of calling him majority leader. He's been fighting the media all over the place. That is just their interest. Okay, they are not interested in the well-being of the ordinary Ghanaian. For them, they are behaving as if we are in the state of King Nebuchadnezzar. Everybody must succumb to them. That is the kind of system we are running now. And they think that Parliament is one of their whip boys, where they can go and misbehave there and get away. We are not going anywhere. Look, that is why we have asked that the Speaker should not indulge them.
But there are pending businesses that must be looked at.
Just ignore them completely. I'm so urgent about getting Supreme Court. Don't they have judges there? They have gone to pack the judges over there and they still want to pack more. What are they talking about? What is so urgent about that? What is so urgent? Tell me, what is so urgent about going to put judges in at the Supreme Court?
Well,
at this crucial moment, you still want to go and put judges there.
Dr. Sanko, it was not just the Supreme Court judges that was a matter on the memo. The leader mentioned so many things.
All these things you have
request
mentioned.
For tax exemptions.
What's so urgent about it?
And like Dr. Adomake Kisi said, there are some timelines that must be met, and some of those timelines are not just confined to Ghana. He's given an example.
Which timeline? Which timelines? Tell me, which of the timelines are you talking about? When they went to COP 29, what did he go there to say? Did he talk about Galamsey? The president, did he mention anything about Galamsey? His party apparatus are destroying our forests left and right. Did he mention anything about it? He fooled TUC to suspend or stop their strike actions. But he went there and was silent. He kept quiet. He didn't say anything about it. If they had continued their strike or demonstration in Ghana, I'm sure the international community would have known that this man is coming to tell us a pack of lies. But because he fooled them that they should stop, he is going to do something about it. He went to the international communities and told a pack of lies. Galamsey is still going on. As we speak now, it's even worse.
So that's why they should go back to Parliament and have conversations.
If they knew they wanted to remove it, when they call back Parliament, they should have been in the chamber to make sure that they move motions on it for us to debate on the matter.
This time they are calling for it again.
They decided to run away.
Dr. Tanko, this time they are calling for it again. And as part of the businesses, there's the environmental...
MPs to come.
Are you telling Ghanaians that 10 days to elections, nothing concrete can be achieved in Parliament?
Nothing. I'm saying that nothing. Nothing
Tanko,
what is going to happen? Don't we have election to contest?
You said that
and leave our campaigns.
Is the campaign more important than representing the people in Parliament, Dr. Tanko? The people
if you don't have representation in Parliament, how are you going to pass the bill?
At the moment, this Parliament hasn't ended, Dr. Tanko.
And this Parliament will need to continue, and we need members to be in that Parliament after this. Don't forget that we need members to be in Parliament after this Parliament again. And because they know they are losing the election massively, they want to bring our MPs to come and sit in Parliament on 28th tomorrow, to come and do what? And they are even asking for tomorrow and Friday, when they know that special voting cry is coming on the 2nd. They want us to come and be doing their parochial interest for them. Nobody's coming there.
Don't you think Ghanaians are going to listen to what you are saying and then punish the NDC? Because if I am...
They should punish MPP. They should punish MPP for calling Parliament twice and run away. They should punish them for wasting Ghana hard currencies. They should punish them. Has NDC recalled Parliament? Do you know the amount of money they spend when they recall Parliament? Just because you are parochial interest, you want to be called majority leader, you refuse to come and sit in Parliament and run away, walk out, just because you just want to be called majority leader. And you are telling Ghanaians to do what? Those you should rather be asking that they should be punished. You are rather tell. You see how Ghanaians we are.
Dr. Tanko, I asked this question because you're saying that we should be paying attention to the elections, and you also know how.
I am saying that, dear, we have election to contest, and I'm saying that 10 days to elections, crucial election that will remove MPP from government, this terrible government, which has made life miserable for ordinary Ghanaians.
All right. Let me come to you, Dr. Adomako. Hello, sir. Dr. Kisi.
I'll have to go.
Just one question and then say you can
that
go.
there are tax waivers? They are asking for tax waivers.
Dr. Tanko, let me just ask Dr. Kisi one question. He won't be leaving us soon. Dr. Kisi, the Parliament does not end before the elections. Can't the NPP wait till after the elections and then you sit again and have the deliberations that you're expecting to have?
I'm pleading with you that timelines, in the international timelines, we are already late. I cited, for instance, the EPA bill, climate change. We are so late. We were supposed to have presented some things at the COP29, which we scored 0.000. So it is not just about Ghana. We have international obligations, and we are behind. And we've sworn to work in times of struggle and in good times. And this is a time of struggle. And if we get this thing done, other matters can come after we're done with the elections. But we are behind on many timelines.
Okay. So this is for the reason why you are pleading with the NDC to come back to Parliament and for Speaker to recall Parliament.
I know the tax exemption is a problem for the NDC, but there are so many things. Universities that have to be made, and so many things that will inure to the benefit of the ordinary Ghanaian. So they should give us that opportunity to get this done and over with.
If they do not give you this opportunity, if you do not sit before the elections,
then Ghanaians will make their own judgment that there's a party that wants to, not allow for progress. And I would leave that to Ghanaians to make that decision.
Dr. Sanko believes otherwise. He believes that Ghanaians are going to punish the NPP in the upcoming elections because twice you called for Parliament to sit and twice you did not show up. This third time is a way to save face.
We were there in a caucus meeting. It's not that we didn't show up. The narrative has to be corrected. We were there.
Okay. Dr. Kissi, we are grateful for your time. We are looking forward to having more conversations with you on all
I'll
of
make
this.
time to visit your studio. Pardon me. I'm somewhere and I'm even in trouble for talking to you. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you for speaking with us. Dr. Dixon Adumaku Kissi, he is the MP for Anya Sotum. We've had conversations about Shraj's report and also the NPP calling for Parliament to sit again. They've written to the Speaker for Parliament to say Dr. Adumaku Kissi believes that the NDC must come to Parliament. Speaker must recall Parliament because we are behind on some international obligations and timelines and we need to look at them before. If the NDC refuses, the Ghanaians will make a judgment on those who are impeding the progress of the nation. But we still have Dr. Rashid Tanko Computer, Deputy Director of Elections and IT for the NDC on the line speaking with us. We're also speaking with Dr. Frederick Ojo, who is a governance expert. We're speaking with him earlier before Dr. Adumaku Kissi and Dr. Tanko also joined us. Dr. Tanko, thank you. Dr. Adumaku Kissi has said that if you don't, the NDC doesn't come. Ghanaians are going to make a judgment about those who are impeding the development of our nation. But let me go back to Dr. Frederick Ojo. He was on the line before.
Respond to that one. I'll respond to that one.
Okay, please go ahead.
Ghanaians will make judgment of those who are stealing the state funds. Those who are messing up state funds, dissipating state funds, and stealing government funds. They will make decision on December 7 on those people. That's what you should let them know.
Okay.
And it's very clear. We are very clear in our mind. You call Parliament twice, huge sums of money paid to their TNT and all this thing. You run away. They didn't say that. Who should be punished for that?
Right.
Do we have any government business to transact in Parliament? But we left our campaigns and came to Parliament.
Dr. Atanko, when you continue to make speak about the campaigns, it seems to me, and let me infer that it seems like the elections are more important than the People's Parliament. You have so many times
let me tell you, the People's Parliament has been bastardized by this government. This government, the People's Parliament, has been bastardized to the extent that if we don't restructure this country and bring back the glory of Parliament after December 7th, this current one, look at what is going on. Look at it. This lifespan of this Parliament. Look at the behavior of the executive and the judiciary over Parliament. Is that what we envisaged in our Constitution 1992? Is that what we envisaged? All this problem we are going through, is it not because of the judiciary and then the executive, their behavior towards Parliament?
So then, are we going to do this person did this, so we are also doing that?
I'm saying that is why we are telling them that, look, if they had allowed the Parliament to function and function effectively.
Okay. Dr. Tanko, I'll come back to you. Dr. Frederick Ojo. Yes, Dr. Ojo. NPP has written.
I do get worried when politicians who have got the opportunity to come on air try to denigrate state institutions. What has the courts, what have they done? What at all have the judiciary done? But politicians will not let them stay quietly because they can't defend themselves. Politicians will always vilify them, but when you have cases, you go to them. When the judiciary rule in favor of one political grouping, then it is good. When it goes against them, then it is bad. And I think this must stop. It is very bad for this country. But politicians will always come and attack the judiciary. There's a history in this country. Judges have been killed in this country because of what politicians said about them. Why do they then go to court? They themselves have been going to court over matters. The court has ruled in favor of the politicians in other cases. Then they were not bad. When NDC was in power, the judiciary was good. When NDC is out of power, the judiciary is bad. It's the same way with the MPP. Because the judges cannot talk, they always come and attack them, and it's so unfair. Please, I will plead with you. When the politicians come and talk against people who do not have opportunity to speak like us, tell them to shut up. It's not fair.
Okay. Dr. Joe, the NPP...
Now I can take your first question.
Right. You have been very vocal about the courts always.
No, it's so unfair, and it irks me so bad. They attack people who cannot come and speak for themselves. Can they go and stand in any court and speak like they speak on air? Can they do that in a law court? And I think it is cowardice. And if they should go to the arena where they can meet the judges boot for boot. And let's see who has got power in this country. It's not fair. They should stop the vilification of the judiciary. I don't care if they attack the executive. They can speak for themselves. But when they attack institutions, people who work in institutions who cannot talk, it is unfair. And it is not good for governance.
Well, Dr. Joe, the NPP... Dr. Sanko, did you want to say something?
Yes. Let's be very clear to ourselves. Like I say, when you call us and want us to do discussion, and when we are speaking with politicians, politics must be politics. The gentleman is a politician. He's an MPP man. He should just say
who?
Please, I am not an MPP man.
We are speaking with
I am not an MPP man. And Ghana does not belong to MPP and NDC. We are all citizens, and we can share our minds. I don't belong to your party, I don't belong to MPP. But what you are doing to the judiciary is unfair. You know no judge can come and talk the way you are talking. That's why you keep on doing this, because they cannot respond. And it is not fair. Ghana is not for you alone.
Our academic credentials as think tanks and all that.
Forget, I'm a citizen of Ghana, not my academic credentials.
When Bossman was talking...
You are a citizen like I am. And stop attacking the judiciary. It is unfair.
And independent. Today, where are they? Go and see the kind of appointment they have made on people who come on air and describe themselves as think tank and other things. No, they are clothed in some political colors and they are talking. Don't you know what is going on in the judiciary? Can't you see what is going on? Was I the one who put words into the mouth of the National Security Minister when he advised the Supreme Court to vary their judgment? Because it's posing security threat in the country.
He is also a politician.
Didn't you listen to it?
He is also a politician.
Didn't you listen to what the National Security
Minister said? Is the security minister not a politician?
And I'm saying that's why because he saw that he's sitting on the bench
of the judiciary.
as a National Security Minister. And he saw that the kind of ruling they are giving at the Supreme Court.
It is not only political matters that the judiciary keep ruling on. They are judged matters of a long offense. How many political matters do they deal with?
Appointed MPP hardcore MPP people as justices of the High Court and Supreme Court. What have you said about it? Is that what you are doing?
Did we say? When Rollins appointed the whole EC members.
And you are telling me
when did you say we lived in the country, but he was a politician. That is according to the Constitution.
You are equally an MPP politician. Say it.
Constitution. Come out and talk about it. Don't attack them. It's unfair. Please.
I'm saying that, please. They have appointed hardcore MPP apparatchiks as High Court judges and Supreme Court judges. You are a think tank. What have you said about it?
No.
You didn't see anything wrong with that.
They've appointed Ghanaians. Those positions can be occupied by Ghanaians. If you claim they are MPP, why don't you use the legal process? We are a country of the rule of law. If those people are politicians, come out with the legal processes like that, to get them removed.
We will unmask all the think tanks who are parading themselves as think tanks and they are MPP
I am not even in any of your think tanks.
Say it as a thing, publicly.
I am not living in any of your think tanks. I speak as myself. I'm speaking as a Ghanaian. So please, don't even attack anybody. So now you think you have got somebody, so you are attacking think tanks.
So
I don't belong to any think tank.
Do you speak this way on behalf?
Please, I don't belong to any think tank, so don't go attacking think tanks.
State institutions who are not supposed to do this thing, and they are not doing it.
When they rule, when the court rules in favor of members of the NDC, you are happy, and you jubilate over it. Why is it that when something goes against the NDC, suddenly the whole institution is back?
Well,
it is unfair.
Dr. Joe, let me
criticize judgment, but you cannot criticize. You can't run down the whole institution. And that is what you are doing.
Dr. Joe,
and I'm saying that please, investment in this country.
Dr. Joe, let me come to the question I wanted to ask you before we went into the conversation. The NPP in Parliament is calling on Speaker to recall Parliament. The NDC have taken a stance and said that Speaker should not recall Parliament. We've had various conversations with you about this matter of recalling Parliament. You have expressed your disappointment in the many that have happened in Parliament over the past few months. Dr. Tanko in his submission earlier said that at this time, NDC is not coming back to Parliament. The NDC has an election to win. 10 days to the elections. We can't waste state resources. We can't also, we can't recall the Parliament back again after the NPP has done that twice and not shown up. At this moment, how do we reconcile the call to civic duty or the responsibility to the party interest? At the moment, obviously, the NDC MPs are campaigning so that they too will retain their seats and also in hopes that their party comes into power. They also have a responsibility to the people because they are in the house that the people give them the opportunity to sit in. How do they balance this civic duty and also their responsibility to their parties, because they rode on the back of their parties to enter Parliament?
You see, political parties are very good for democracy. They are very important. So I am all for political parties having, a big say in the governance of the country. And I would say that, of course, whatever is happening in Parliament is influenced by what the two key political parties are doing. However, I've given you my verdict on this Parliament. And my worry is that it's not going to go down as the worst Parliament we've had under the Fourth Republic. But it's also setting a very dangerous precedent that we are going to suffer for it in so many years to come. Because this Parliament has killed every modicum of consensus building that has permeated our parliamentary system since 1996. So what is going to happen is that no matter what happens, I've also told you, if you remember, that I wish this Parliament never meets again. I wish they don't even meet to dissolve. So my belief is that there can be absolutely nothing that is so critical that if this Parliament does not meet again, Ghana will come to an end. And my other hope and prayer is that whichever party wins the next election must get enough majority in Parliament to do the business of the country. Otherwise, what has happened now, and please, it is not what happened within the last few months that I'm basing my issues on. What started with this Parliament? That was when all the bar seats were sold. And what has gone through the various parties whilst in Parliament, that is the repercussion of what you are seeing today. So unfortunately, the political parties are in so much direct control over what parliamentarians do these days. Because if you are a leader of any side, somebody outside the Parliament, either your executive member, can call you and insult you in public for even cooperating to get the business of the country down. So parliamentarians are even afraid. So if an order is issued to them, they will obey it and nothing else. It's not about campaigning. It's about doing the bidding of their political party. So my prayer is that this parliament does not ever meet again till it gets dissolved on the midnight of 6th of January of next year.
Well, let me take Dr. Rashid Tanko's final words on our conversation today. I'll come for your final words and we'll be done. Dr. Tanko. Dr. Tanko, yes. In 45 seconds, give us your final words.
Well, we are clear in our mind that there is no government business, agent government business to do in Parliament as of now. I mean, if any government business they want to bring, they should wait after the general elections. We will come back and slug it out with them. I mean, for us, we are very clear in the mind. People should stop. I mean, the only thing that people should stop pretending in this country. Our pretension is what has led us to where we are. Let's say it's as it is. That is how we are. I'm a politician, and my position is very clear. Okay, apart from my background as an academician, I won't use that one to cloud my judgment and all these things. I'll say it as it is. Let's be frank to ourselves. If something is going wrong in this country, let's speak out. What do you fear? Let's speak out. Let's say it. Let the general public know. You cannot be appointing party apparatchiks to state institutions and you expect us to keep our mouth. We shouldn't talk about it. You don't see anything wrong with that, and you don't know that it's going to disturb the governance structure of this country. When party apparatchiks have been appointed all over the place, and so I should keep quiet. They are Ghanaians. Listen to people talk. They are Ghanaians. So if you are Ghanaians, today, tomorrow, if I'm appointed as a chairperson of the Electoral Commission, we are winning 10 days' time. Then January, after swearing in, His Excellency John Dramani decides to appoint me as a chairperson of the Electoral Commission. Of course, I'm very much qualified than some of the people sitting there. Is that what Ghanaians are looking for? Is that what will help our democracy? We should speak out. When we are attacking state institutions, we want the best for the country. They are not the only people in this country. They are not the only qualified people in this country. You can tell me that among all the experienced judges and lawyers in this country, the only people who are more qualified than them are MPP, MPP supporters. And they are the only people they should be put in as Supreme Court judges. And when we talk about it, then say that we are attacking state institutions. That is why I'm saying that look at their latest ruling, and nobody needs to tell you that this court cannot give us the kind of protect our democracy as it is.
Okay.
And that is why we have made it very clear. This election we are going, this 10 days election we are going to slug it out at the polling station and the collation center. Nobody is going to any court.
All right.
So that you sit down there and then unanimous FCs will come and give any ruling. Nobody's stepping into any court.
We'll have more conversations before the elections. We will do well to have more conversations. But
we have made it very clear.
Dr. Frederick Ojo, also in 45 seconds, your final thoughts on these conversations.
The sad thing about this country is that people think they can go and contest for elections. And it gives them the right to be more Ghanaians than everybody else. You see, it is not all of us who can stomach what goes on in our politics. I'm old enough and have seen enough in this country as to why I choose not to be associated with any political party. And if politicians think they can also shut up the civil society, and I don't mean, I belong to civil society. I'm not a politician, I'm not a business person, but I belong to the civil society. And I believe in civil society having a voice in our country. All that I'm saying is that there are institutions that by their very nature, they cannot come on air like all of us. I mean, if somebody attacks me, I can come on the same platform and give it back to that person. But when politicians feel that whoever talks must be tagged, you see, that's what they think they can do to shut up everybody in this country. But it's not going to work. This country does not belong to only politicians. It belongs to all of us, citizens of Ghana. And sometimes, if they don't know, There are people outside politics who are more knowledgeable and can do it better than a lot of the politicians. But because they can talk, they think they know it all. They don't know anything. So please, they should show respect to us. We are all citizens. And we have every right. The freedom of the right to free speech is not given to politicians. It's given to all citizens. So they should be, if they understand this, they should respect citizens who choose to talk. I choose not to be in politics. But nobody can tell me to keep quiet.
But unfortunately, your presentation has exposed you to be a politician.
No, my presentation has done nothing. It is you have got a jaundiced appreciation of what I'm saying. Right. I'm saying these are people who cannot talk like you and I.
Gentlemen,
so stop attacking them. That's what I'm saying.
Gentlemen, thank you. We are grateful for your time.
My presentation has not done anything to you. You are attacking the Chief Justice. You are attacking the judges of the court. And I'm saying they cannot come on there like you and I. Can they? So stop attacking them.
Dr. Frederick Ojo and Dr. Rashid Tanko Computer, we are grateful.
The NPP, but it's unfortunate.
Oh, Dr. Tanko.
10 days time.
Dr. Tanko, do you think that is fair to Dr. Ojo to speak, to say that to him? Dr. Tanko.
I'm saying that he's saying that we shouldn't attack them. And I'm saying the politician have been appointed. He doesn't see anything wrong with that.
Dr. Tanko, you just okay. I won't repeat what you said, but I believe.
That's what I'm saying. If you're a governance expert and you don't see anything wrong with politicians being appointed to the bench, then there's something wrong with the description.
Well, Dr. Tanko, we'll speak again. We'll speak again. We are grateful for your time this morning. Dr. Frederick Ojo is a governance expert. Dr. Rashid Tanko Computer is the Deputy Director for Elections and IT for the NDC. And earlier we also spoke with Dr. Dixon Adomako, Adomako Kisi, who is the MP for Anya Sotum on our main discussion. That's all for the discussion this morning on ABC in the Morning. Up next is Politics Today. My colleague Samuel Imago is on hand to bring us some very comprehensive analysis into a constituency you would love. Stay with us. We'll be back shortly.
December 7th, all eyes will be on the nation, and ABC News Ghana Television will be your trusted election guide. Welcome to the Poll Center, where we bring you the most comprehensive 2024 general elections coverage.
At ABC News Ghana, we will deliver up-to-the-minute updates from across the 40,647 polling stations, ensuring that you stay informed every step of the way.
We'll bring you real-time updates from constituencies with the highest stakes and insight into the key battlegrounds.
Our team of political watchdogs, pollsters, and political scientists will break down the nuances in the swing regions, helping you understand the dynamics of these critical areas.
With correspondents and district reporters spread across the county, we rest assured all the time we report of turn of events as they unfold.
On the Poll Center, we'll bring you an excellent television experience with advanced graphic presentation that will give you a clear visual of the vote tallies, trends, and key turning points as they unfold live on screen.
ABC News Ghana will provide you with in-depth analysis of voter pattern shifts, regional shifts, and what the early results could mean for the final outcome of the elections.
From voting challenges to disputes over election results, ensuring our viewers understand the legal landscape.
On social media, we'll bring you live updates and key highlights from the polling stations, keeping you engaged and informed with the latest developments online.
From the streets to the polling centers, we will capture the voices of everyday Ghanaians, hear their thoughts and concerns as they cast their ballots.
ABC News is committed to unbiased, accurate, and in-depth coverage. Join us on the Poll Center for the most reliable 2024 election coverage.
Stay tuned, stay informed, stay with the Poll Center right here on ABC News Ghana Television, your election guide to the polls. This is where the headlines are probed, policies scrutinized through an objective lens with an unbiased approach to every discussion. Key in to a series of pulsating conversations with the hard questions.
Why do you still want to run when you have failed?
I haven't. What do you mean by failed?
In-depth analysis of policy proposals.
If it's a temporary program, why do we want to still create another gold reserve exchange program also to address a temporary issue?
If you introduce a temporary measure and you realize that the temporary measure works and is sustainable, you have to rethink whether or not it should just be temporary.
And every agenda and positions intellectually debated to set the record straight.
Look, you still don't answer the question now.
Go on.
Question is, if Article 78(1) is anything to go by, your ministers of state largely are supposed to come from the parliament.
Yes.
The law says that not less than 10 and not more than 19. So these are your cabinet, your ministers of state you're going to get. How do you intend to? Have you thought about managing that hurdle?
Absolutely. If I hadn't, I probably would not get on the fray to do this.
On Focus on ABC, we focus on the matter, the personality, and the answer beyond the rhetoric. Focus on ABC shows every Thursday at 7 p.m. only on ABC News Ghana Television.
Hello there, good morning. You are welcome to today's section of Politics Today here with me, Samuel Nyimabo. And today we are bringing you the morning version of Constituency in Focus, where we'll be giving you the analysis of the constituencies ahead of the general elections come December 7th. We have just 10 days to the elections. And today we are going to talk about a constituency that this election couldn't have happened without us looking into it. We are coming back to the greater Accra region. Yesterday we took you far away to the Upper East region. Today we are coming back to the greater Accra region, where we are looking at the Ayawaso West Wuogon constituency. This is a constituency that is among the oldest within the greater Accra region. It was created in 1992. It covers areas such as the East Legon, Airport Residential Area, Jolu, Abilinkpe, and part of Tesano and Roman Ridge. Its boundary constituencies are the Ayawaso North constituency, Ayawaso East constituency, the Ayawaso Central, and the Okaikwe North constituency. It is one of the most affluent constituencies in the country. It is made up of the middle class population and the affluent populace as well. So this constituency is a blend, predominantly a blend between the middle class and the affluent populace. Now, the Ayawaso West Wuogon constituency has never been a swing constituency. Since 1992, the Jocelyn for the Ayawaso West seat has been primarily between the NDC and the NPP, with the former, I'm talking about the NPP winning 6 times, while the NDC won or has only won twice in this constituency in terms of the parliamentary result. The NDC has only won twice in this constituency, and the NPP has won 6. So if you count as far back as since 1996, when the NDC won, they have never won in this constituency again. So from 2000 elections up until the last election in 2020, the NPP has had a sweep of all the elections, winning all the parliamentary seats in the Ayawaso West constituency. And the 2024 elections is promising to be a very intriguing one because of the 2 candidates that are vying for this post or for the seat in the Ayawaso West Wuogon constituency. I'm talking about the current NP for the area, the incumbent NP, who is also the Minister for Sanitation, Lydia Alhassan Seram, as against popular Ghanaian actor John Dumelo. These two are going to face off each other once again after they faced off each other in 2020, with Lydia emerging victorious in that battle. Now, Ayawaso has become popular in this time round since 2019 for the unfortunate incident that happened there in the Ayawaso by-election, where there was some violence, altercation that led to the setting up of the Milshot Committee, the Milshot Commission, and the report by the commission came out. The president passed a white paper, and there was a whole lot of issues surrounding the by-elections and the violence that accompanied it. And since then, Ayawaso West Wuogon has been on the heart of many Ghanaians, and it has also been a topical constituency in every elections. In 2020, people kept their fingers on Ayawaso West Wuogon, and today we are going to bring you an analysis of how the constituency is likely to shape up with just 10 days to the elections, who is likely to win based on the trajectory and based on the current campaign that the 2 candidates are doing, and based on the issues that the voters will be voting on. We will be able to make that projection and give you an understanding or appreciation of who is likely to win the seat come December 7th. And before we get into the 2024 elections, let's give you a quick roundup of the presidential results, the trend in the presidential result in the Ayawaso West Wuogon constituency. So, as I mentioned, this has been a constituency that the NPP has dominated over time. Now, from 92, they won in 92, but however lost in 96 with a slim margin to the NDC in 1996. Came back in 2000, winning in that 2000 presidential elections. Former President J. Kufuor winning there in that constituency, and he won again in 2004. However, in 2008, the NPP still won. However, their margin was a very low or slim margin. They won with just 48.70% as against the NDC 48.60% in the 2008 presidential elections. In 2012, I beg your pardon, in 2012 as well, the NPP candidate then, Nana Akufo-Addo, as against John Mahama in the constituency. John Mahama winning in the 2012 elections in the Ayawaso West Wuogon constituency, but lost in 2016 and 2020. So NPP has had a very clean slate in this constituency, only losing twice to the NDC in the presidential ballot in the Ayawaso West constituency. Now let's look at the parliamentary results, the trend in the parliamentary results as well. How has the parliamentary results shaped up? As I've mentioned, since 2000, the NPP has been winning in this constituency. However, you realize that over the years, the margin and the differences have been dropping, becoming slimmer, and it means that the NDC is making some gains. Can they amass the needed vote to win the 2024 parliamentary result? We'll bring you that shortly. So in 1996, NDC won in that constituency. 2000, they lost to Georgia Moore of the NPP. Now in 2004 and 2008, the current the current, in 2004, the NPP won in that constituency. Frida Osei-Parry won in that constituency with some 52.10%. In 2008, they won as well. She won as well with some 48.20%. She is the current chief of staff, the first female chief of staff Ghana has ever had. She emanated from this constituency, winning the parliamentary result twice in this constituency. In 2012, the NPP changed the candidate. Frida stepped down, and NPP still won 50.30% of the vote. 2016, they won by 57.30%. And then in 2019, there was a by-election in 2019. In that 2019 by-election, the NPP won the first time. Lydia Seram Alhassan. The first time Lydia Seram Alhassan took the ballot for the NPP in the constituency was in that by-election, and she won massively with some 68.80% of the vote. And in 2020, she won again as against the NDC's John Dumelo. So this is how the results have shaped up in the Ayawaso West constituency. So Ayawaso West has featured some very prominent MPs. We have Freema Opare, the current chief of staff of Ghana, emanated from this constituency. Now the former NP, now late NP, Trementhin also came out from this constituency. Then we have the current sanitation minister, Lydia Seram Alhassan, coming from this constituency for the NPP. So this is how the parliamentary result has shaped up. The NDC hasn't won since 2000. Will John Dumelo be able to do the magic for the National Democratic Congress in this year's election? Now, let's quickly look at the key contest in the parliamentary results coming from 2008. Freema Osei-Parry winning in that constituency by some 48.24% with some 24,603 votes, as against Albert Kojo-Chum Boafo of the NDC, who had some 21,564 votes. Wasn't enough to unseat Freema Osei-Parry. Now, let's quickly look at the 2012 contest, because we want to look at the key contenders that have faced off each other and what the margin, the difference and all have been. Then we will look at the 2020 elections between John Dumelo and Seram Alhassan. Then we'll be able to make a projection of how the 2024 one will likely look like. Now, this is the two candidates that are going to vie for the candidate. Now, in the 2019 by-election, let's look at the 2019 by-election. Yes, this is the 2019 by-election. First time Lydia Alhassan Seram took to the ballot. She won massively in that by-election that came out with the violence that accompanied it. She won in that by-election by some 68.80%. That is 12,041 votes, as against the NDC's 5,341 votes. So that she actually doubled the NDC's vote in the constituency. Then in 2020 election, she faced off John Dumelo. First time John Dumelo was on the ticket for the NDC in the 2020 elections. Sorry, it's written the by-election, but this is the 2020 election. The first time John Dumelo got onto the ballot, Dumelo won, lost, but still made some very good gains, getting 48.30% of the vote, 37,478 votes. That was massive, considering that this was his first time as a parliamentary candidate in this election. So John Dumelo has made some gains for the NDC in the constituency. Would he be able to keep that momentum going forward into the 2024 election, just 10 days away in the 2024 election? Now, Lydia for herself, she's coming back for the NPP, winning the by-election in 2019 and the major election in 2020. She went unopposed in the bid to represent the party in this year's parliamentary election, when her contender in the primaries, the NPP primaries, Samuel Owusu Amankwa, was disqualified. Now, people say in the constituency that her hard work and dedication is what earned that unopposed run for her. And she was able to also, she got appointed as the substantive minister for sanitation and water resources by the president, following the disposing or the disposing of the former minister Cecilia Abinadapa. Lydia Alhassan Seram took over that position as the minister for sanitation, and she is now on the ticket of the NPP in this constituency. Now, Ayawaso West is, like I mentioned, has some key areas inside the constituency, and the major key area in Ayawaso West in terms of the elections is around the Legon enclave. Now, the Legon, the University of Ghana, Legon, is within this constituency, and the votes, the electoral area within the University of Ghana, the Legon campus, and the areas around Legon is very key. These votes are actually the ones that determine who wins the elections. And as well, the Roman Ridge electoral area as well is another key area to keep your eye on. The vote in Roman Ridge, the vote in and around Legon, and the NDC have struggled over the years to win these votes. The NDC has struggled very hard to win these areas, the Legon enclave and the Roman Ridge area. They have struggled very well to win that seat, to win these areas, and that's where the NPP is banking their hopes on. But we've seen John Dumelo making some campaigns, going to the Legon campus, helping students here and there, giving them water and supplying them water when there's water shortage, even supplying them laptops and learning materials. He's taking his campaign to another level. Lydia Sarah Marathon, on the other hand, has also taken her campaign very seriously. We've seen her in these 2024 elections organize buses for the student to go to use in the school, go to the school, from their school to the hostels, and those who are even going home after vacation. She organized some buses for them to take them home and all of these things. So these two candidates have realized over the years that the determiner of who wins in the Ayawaso West constituency is in and around the Legon campus, the University of Ghana, and the electoral area there. So they've been trying to concentrate their campaign there, and these two have taken it very seriously. Now you have areas also like Jolu. The Jolu area as well has some big numbers there in terms of the votes. Jolu is there, and these two are also campaigning seriously within Jolu. And I also is like a prime constituency in Greater Accra. It comes with some very good infrastructure and very eloquent infrastructure for everybody who is within Accra. Now, if you talk about the Kotoka International Airport, it's within this constituency. The Accra Mall is also within this constituency. It has several companies ranging from insurance companies to telecommunications companies. State companies are all within these areas. Malls, you can talk about retail malls and shopping malls, and all of these things are found within the constituency because of the affluent nature of the constituency. So it is an area that you have to appeal to the intellect of the electorate, and that is what these two have to do. Now, we've seen John Dumelo campaign go on his campaign. In a recent video that surfaced on another channel, John Dumelo made a comment about Lydia Sarah Mahalsan that people found very uncomfortable when he alleged that Lydia had some doings with regards to the death of her husband because of her elections. John Dumelo passed that comment that generated a lot of controversies. People called him out. People said he didn't speak well. It was unparliamentary, or somebody who even seeking to enter into parliament. That comment was needless, and people believe that such comments could derail his chances of winning in this year's election, considering that he had made substantial gains in the 2020 elections for the NDC. This was the time for him to step up and continue on the gains that he has made. But it seems as though the comment coming from John Dumelo is rather demoralizing and might likely affect his chances of winning in the 2024 election. And remember that the national level, at the national level, the parties understand the dynamics of this constituency, so they'll always throw their weight on in this constituency. That's why we saw. That's why in the 2019 by-election it was that tough, because the parties realized that this constituency is made up of the first class, if you want to call them so, the first class citizens or the upper class society in the country. So if you want to appeal to the broader base, if you're able to get the upper class, it's easy to get the masses. So the parties at the national level understand the dynamics and the demographics in this constituency. So there is always a lot of attention given to the Ayawaso West constituency, and as a result, John Dumelo and Lydia Seram Alhassan has a very tough job on their hands. Now, the constituency has a population of approximately 230,000 people, according to the latest 2020 Ghana population and housing census. The constituency is a melting pot of different ethnic groups. You talk about the Akans are inside there, the Gangs, the Evers are also in this constituency. Now, it is a high literate constituency with over 80% of the population having some form of education. And there are key issues, regardless of the developed nature of the constituency. There are still key issues that will be on the minds and of the voters in the constituency. You talk about still there are some infrastructure deficit, especially the campuses and the schools that are within this area. The Legon campus, for instance, the students are still battling with infrastructure challenges. You can even talk about the Ghana Institute of Journalism, now the UNIMAC, University of Media, Arts and Communications, is also inside that constituency. So there's a bit of infrastructure issues in the constituency. Issues of healthcare. Now, healthcare is not a major issue. We wouldn't say that there are healthcare facilities, but it is the cost with which these healthcare facilities come with. Because of the developed nature, things are mostly costly in this area. So the constituent will be looking for which candidate or which of the parties would be able to reduce the cost of healthcare in the area. Issues of employment will also reign supreme in the constituency ahead of the elections. So any of these two who is able to appeal to these factors would or could come out victorious in the 2024 parliamentary elections in this constituency. And that is how the Ayawaso West constituency is looking like ahead of the 2024 elections. Per what we have seen, if you look at if you look at what the polls are saying, if you look at what the polls are saying and what we have monitored so far, Lydia is still having some momentum with her. She has that momentum with her. It is on the NDC candidate, John Dumelo, to put in the work to be able to unseat her, because this constituency is predominantly NPP, and John Dumelo can't afford to slip. He can't afford to make comments like he made some few weeks ago. He came to apologize, but people still find it unnecessary, and people still find it that he is not somebody worthy to be elected NP for the area. So John Dumelo has to be very cautious. With just 10 days to the elections, his speeches, his campaign trail, and all of the things, he has to be very cautious. He has made some promises. He has promised that he will make the constituency one of the most cleanest in the Greater Accra region. Remember, the president made the pledge that he will make Greater Accra the cleanest city in Africa. We are still yet to realize that promise. John Dumelo is promising that he will make Ayawaso West constituency the cleanest in the Greater Accra constituency. He's spoken about renovating some of the gutters in the areas and cleaning up the community and making it very clean. So it means that sanitation is on his heart. However, we have a sanitation minister already there, and Lydia is also leading that charge in the area in terms of the sanitation issues. So these two are going to battle it out in the constituency. It is on the side of who is able to cave his message to the heart of the constituents that will come out victorious. Will it be John Dumelo or Lydia Sarah Mahasa? Because Lydia is calm. She's not the outspoken person. She's quiet. She barely addresses the media or speaks to the media, but she's on the ground doing the work. John Dumelo, on the other hand, play to the media. He's vocal. He wants to speak his mind, but it is as to how he speaks that people are concerned about, and he has to be very cautious that he doesn't step on people's toes, especially with some comment that we have seen him made in the past. So John Dumelo has a lot of work to do, but per what the polls have said, from the Global Info Analytics poll and all the other polls and what we have monitored, it is likely that Lydia will remain supreme in this constituency. John Dumelo still stands a chance to win, regardless of what all these things are saying. If he puts in the work, he might do the magic for the NDC, considering that the party is yet to win in this constituency since the 2000 general elections. And that is how the IRC West constituency is shaping up, and this has been Politics Today. Today we give you a roundup of the IRC West constituency as part of the early morning constituency in focus. Mind you that we will come back in the evening from 4 to 5 p.m. to bring you an analysis of other two constituencies as we head into the general elections as part of our constituency in focus. So keep your dial here from 4 to 5 p.m. today, and every weekday join me as I bring you this analysis, and we'll be giving you the predictions and how each constituency is shaping up and who is likely. Before December 7th, we'll be able to make the projection of how many constituencies per region that each of the parties are likely to win. I have been your host for today. Have a lovely morning.
Over the past 8 years, the NPP has significantly improved support for our most vulnerable citizens. From expanding school meal programs, enrolling 300,000 more people in the LEAP initiative, enhancing health care for expectant mothers, we've strengthened the fabric of our society. But our work isn't done. We are committed to further enhancing these programs and introducing new initiatives to ensure that every Ghanaian has the opportunity to thrive. Vote for progress. Vote for care. Vote for Bawumia. Bawumia means business.
On December 7th, all eyes will be on the nation, and ABC News Ghana Television will be your trusted election guide. Welcome to the Poll Center, where we bring you the most comprehensive 2024 general elections coverage.
At ABC News Ghana, we will deliver up-to-the-minute updates from across the 40,647 polling stations, ensuring that you stay informed every step of the way.
We'll bring you real-time updates from constituencies with the highest stakes and insight into the key battlegrounds.
Our team of political watchdogs, pollsters, and political scientists will break down the nuances in the swing regions, helping you understand the dynamics of these critical areas.
With correspondents and district reporters spread across the county, rest assured all the timely report of turn of events as they unfold.
On the Poll Center, will bring you an excellent television experience with advanced graphic presentation that will give you a clear visual of the vote tallies, trends, and key turning points as they unfold live on screen.
ABC News Ghana will provide you with in-depth analysis of voter pattern shifts, regional shifts, and what the early results could mean for the final outcome of the elections.
From voting challenges to disputes over election results, ensuring our viewers understand the legal landscape.
On social media, we'll bring you live updates and key highlights from the polling stations, keeping you engaged.
The final outcome of the elections.
From voting challenges to disputes over election results, ensuring our viewers understand the legal landscape.
On social media, we'll bring you live updates and key highlights from the polling stations, keeping you engaged and informed with the latest developments online.
From the streets to the polling centers, we will capture the voices of everyday Ghanaians, hear their thoughts and concerns as they cast their ballots.
ABC News is committed to unbiased, accurate, and in-depth coverage. Join us on the Poll Center for the most reliable 2024 election coverage.
Stay tuned, stay informed, stay with the Poll Center right here on ABC News Ghana Television, your election guide to the polls. This is where the headlines are probed, policies scrutinized through an objective lens with an unbiased approach to every discussion. Key in to a series of pulsating conversations with the hard questions.
Why do you still want to run when you have failed?
I haven't. What do you mean by failed?
In-depth analysis of policy proposals.
If it is a temporary program, why do we want to still create another gold reserve exchange program also to address a temporary issue?
If you introduce a temporary measure and you realize that the temporary measure works and is sustainable, you have to rethink whether or not it should just be temporary.
And every agenda and positions intellectually debated to set the record straight.
Look, you still don't answer the question now.
Go on.
Question is, if Article 78(1) is anything to go by, your ministers of state largely are supposed to come from the parliament.
Analysis of the Ayawaso West Wogon constituency by my colleague Samuel Nimagbo. At 4 p.m. today, he will bring you another one on constituency in focus. So if you're enjoying these constituencies in focus so far, you don't want to miss our 4 p.m. edition. Please tune in and enjoy all that we have for you here on ABC News GH. Up next is Happy Hour. opportunity to send your best wishes to your loved ones. Get in touch with us via our socials. Just slide into our DM and send us that wish, and we will help you wish your friends and loved ones. We have some birthday wishes going out to some very beautiful people who are celebrating their birthdays today. Let's wish them. This is happy birthday to Olivia Frimpong, who is the CEO of Live Fit in the USA. Happy birthday, Olivia, coming from Abna. So this is to you, Olivia. Happy birthday to you, the amazing Olivia. I wish you well and pray that the years ahead are more than you prayed for. Enjoy an amazing celebration. So to Olivia, a happy birthday to you. This is a happy birthday to Pinaman Grace from Gode. Happy birthday to an amazing friend. Wishing you a day filled with love, laughter, and celebration. To you, Pinaman, a happy birthday to you. So these are some of the birthday wishes that have come today to some beautiful people. If you have a birthday wish, just send it to us via DMs and we will be glad to do that for you. Also remember that we have executive interview, that project you have started, that service you provide, that venture you are into. Get into our DMs. Also call us on 053-916-1609 and let's talk about executive interview. This is ABC News GH, your poll center for the 2024 elections, and we are your credible election guide. You want to stick and stay with us because we'll bring you everything you need for the elections. Get in touch with us via socials by following us, ABC News GH _ our YouTube channel, ABC News GH, and our website is www.abcnewsgh.com. We'll be glad to hear from you all of the time. Reminding again of the poll center, this is where you come to for all of your credible election information, and here we say votes, not violence. We are advocating for peaceful elections. Don't be used as a conduit for any form of violence in this election. Thank you for joining us today on ABC in the Morning. We are so glad that you joined us. To our guests who spoke with us, we are grateful for your time. Tomorrow we'll open the lines for you so that you have your say on Ghana Speaks. Okay, so for those of you who are looking forward to Ghana Speaks, tomorrow you'll get the opportunity to speak. And you are reminded that at 4 p.m. we'll bring you Constituency in Focus with Samuel Nimagbo. If you've enjoyed the Constituencies in Focus so far on ABC in the Morning, on politics today, you want to tune in at 4 p.m. for Constituencies in Focus. At 12, we will bring you the midday news. And at 6 p.m. we'll bring you ABC Prime at 6. Stick and stay with us here. This is the station you will continue to love. We will not let you down. So stay and stay with us here. Enjoy the rest of your Wednesday. We know it's going to be a beautiful